All right, hey everybody, welcome back once
Hello.
more to Simple Path. As today is our final day with Pebby for a good long while, so we're going to try and move things along at least a little bit quicker today. So, should have asked this before. Right, did anybody give you a rundown of what happened last session?
I
For
had
now,
got a
anyway.
general rundown.
Okay,
Enough. Yeah, I got the gist.
nice. Okay, and good to have you for proper Ari. All right, so I assume that's the end of your guys' interest of being in this little crypt tomb.
I actually believe that they were going to try and restore the body and talk to it.
Right. That's where we left off last time. Right. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, because you guys had rested for 8 hours. Siren prepared the spell Restore Corpse, and Kanabos is eager to question a dead dragon, half dragon. So hello, Rin. Welcome in. And yes, so in the interest of getting things moving along, go ahead.
All right,
Well,
we needed Seer here to restore the corpse.
Yes,
yes.
you've got a bag of bones.
Bone man, bag of bones. Well, I approach the bag of bones.
Okay. As before, it's
And
the handless, footless, disjointed skeleton with its draconic skull mounted on a destroyed draconic idol to the side of it.
yeah, destroyed corpse.
Yes.
And here we go.
Okay.
So after we went through the list of items and identifying them, including the armor and the weapon on this dead one here, Zirin would approach it with her hands outstretched, open palm, as a kind of like purplish lavender energy emanates from her palms and envelops the bones. And she closes her eyes and in her mind kind of gets a vision of what this person would have looked like when they had more flesh on them, and then uses that as a reference to slowly conjure and restore uh, hopefully as much flesh on it as she can.
So, as this purplish emanation consumes the bones, the this misty hue of purple magic overwhelms it, and even a tendril stretches out to where the skull is, picking it up and transporting it over to the stump of its neck, bringing it back into place. And then you watch in real time as flesh sprouts from otherwise desiccated and marrowless bones until what you have sitting in front of you is a incomplete but still there rotting carcass. Its scales are mottled blue, though now more purplish green, with how they're half rotted away. What was previously once was the smell of grave dust is now the smell of putrefaction. The very sickly sweet smell of a rotting body. Its eyelids seem to have not restored, and its lidless eyes stare vacantly past you towards the open door.
Ugh. Well, I should have expected this. Well, Cannibals, would you like to converse with this one now?
Already on it. If Karya, whoever else is interested, if you want to ask it questions, feel free to. I'm mainly doing this for you lot anyways, and I will cast Speak with Dead on the corpse.
Okay. Just want to remember.
Using my trait, actually. So, yeah, I'll just... Yeah. Come to me, buddy. Loading.
If I remember correctly. You get a question every 2 caster levels. So you get a total of 4 questions out of this.
Oh, good.
As Kanabos, this time you conjure forth your own magic. This is a sort of iridescent, glittering energy that wafts. Actually, no, more like faintly blue ectoplasmic energy, similar to what Polari is composed of, flows into the body through its mouth, its ears, and then still lifeless, slitted eyes seem to rotate, move, and its jaw cracks side to side as the thing jerks like a puppet with a bad master. Its head jerks and then looks up at you, Polari, and says, "You have disturbed my rest." It speaks not in a language that anybody except for Vark understands, not fluently. Vark is the one to fully understand. Anybody speaking Draconic is catching bits and pieces of this.
Okay, so I'm at least catching some bits and pieces of it. Vark, I think you'll have a better time speaking. Oh, and he's right here. Hello, Vark.
We disturbed his rest.
Yes. Yes, we did.
State your questions.
All right, everyone. What questions do we have? Karia, Vark, Siren, Blake. Just looking at Blake, he didn't expect him.
Player.
Expecting to be here.
Players going
Carl
like,
kind of look around. Carl look around and go, were there pressing questions for him?
How many questions do we get?
4, I believe.
Oh, should we? This is like
Five,
not
take it or
towards
leave
the
it.
corpse at all. Should we ask how he died? What happened to him?
I suppose that's a good way to start.
I thought
I
you
mean-
would be more curious about the secrets of the Forgotten Empire, but that's a pretty simple question to start.
Well, yes, but I'm
actually,
going to
that
be
is
doing.
more important.
I do actually believe I would ask those questions. However, I wasn't sure if there was any pressing questions that we had. Well, I believe we can start with that. I suppose we should ask who he was first, at least understand who we're speaking to, so we can gauge our questions based on that.
Gives us a good baseline.
Yes.
Alrighty. Vark, ask the question.
Yes, Vark. Ask him who he was and why he was placed here. Or rather, honored with a burial.
He was murdered.
He was murdered? Yeah. Yeah.
Well, that much is evident. Maybe just
You-
ask if we want to get a more cohesive
You weren't here to
response.
see it. However, he had a hatchet lodged in his chest.
Oh, okay, so he wasn't buried here. He straight up got actually murdered.
He was dead.
Yes, and his corpse was desecrated.
I was quite literally not here. I thought that this was like some entombed hero in magic armor.
This is a half dragon in mountain pattern armor with a stone hatchet embedded in him, cleaved through his armor, with his skull taken and mounted on a desecrated dragon idol.
Oh, well, now I have a lot more questions.
Cool.
Okay.
You get 4.
Okay.
Maybe ask just generally, how did you end up in this situation?
Yes,
Because that would
what
give us a
exactly?
long answer.
Yes, that's true. How did he end up here, and how did he die? I guess because that could at least date. Actually, we could always ask it who the person was that killed him. At least that could potentially date how long ago this man had died.
Vlad kind of took a step forward and turned his attention to the corpse again. How did you come? No. How did your corpse come to be so desecrated?
The jaw struggles for a bit, presumably against the newly reestablished rigor mortis and the half-rotted state of its body. My killer? One so filled with spite towards my kind. Invaded. Desecrated. Guardians, myself, all here.
Huh.
So they were guiding something.
Presumably they were guarding the Shadow Beast.
Mm,
I don't know.
No,
Unless
actually,
it-
that wouldn't make.
No, unless they're guarding something else.
the enshrined
What is being
remains of
tagged?
the hero.
Oh, that's right. The hero remains. Can we open that, by the way?
No. God, no. Jesus.
Yeah, I was kind of afraid of doing that and invoking some kind of other trap
Mega
or combat or mega curse or mega
Well,
undead.
that's a question we could ask about the coffin. Who were they defending? Get some information about this thing.
It's true.
Just get them consensus here. Question about what or who they're regarding? Yes, no?
I believe so.
Turn to corpse once more. Who or what were you guarding?
Resting dead. Our legacy, what remained here to teach those going forward.
What is the state of the Empire, perhaps, when he
So-
died?
So essentially, the whole complex here. This is me summarizing things, not asking to him. I should specify just in case. This sounds to me like not just the temple we're currently in, but also the stuff above. With all the the fresques and the etchings, the carvings of the history.
Yeah. I mean, we could ask what was the state of the empire. We could ask
Yeah, my
what.
thought process is we could date him with that, like in the sense of like, what was the current state of the Empire when you died?
Alkari, is
it
he a
could at
bit
least-
old for you?
Yes, of course, but I'm a bit of a grave robber, if you will.
Ah, yes.
Uh,
Better than a cradle snatcher,
No,
at
but
least.
So you're an archaeologist, gotcha.
exactly. No, but genuinely, if we ask them, what the state of the Empire was when he fell, that may at least give us information about the time period, and then also about exactly what killed him. Because if it was someone that hated his kind, we might be able to see kind of a bit of that.
we could ask also about like important family names because if they still have kin that are alive today, that could help trace back even more information. I don't know if they had like super long living people that maybe were alive when this place fell and are still alive today.
Keep in mind,
That
we only
is
got 2 questions
true.
left.
I don't know. I'm trying to
that-
make the best out of the only 4 questions.
I know we only have 4. I mean, my thought process is we might be able to figure out, because if this happened relatively recently, which clearly it didn't because it's an ancient corpse, we might be able to figure out several things. Like, if the Empire had collapsed or whatnot. I want to know more about the person in the coffin, admittedly, but sadly they didn't.
It was a collapse. What do you mean?
Well, I know they collapsed, but I don't know when or how. We don't know how. It just kind of fell apart.
Didn't it fall because of the empty?
No, they beat the Empty, and I think they had to do it too. That was why the Empire formed.
Oh, we could also ask about the significance of the white gods because the tomb in the middle, the reliquary, had runes on it that we had to break in order to break another part of the whole cold north spell that's been overtaking this place. So either this place had already fallen when the white gods came in and were like, ah ha ha, we're gonna do some spell shit, or the white gods were a thing even back then when the empire was still
Well,
alive.
presumably they know about them because they called them their kin. At least the guy up top did.
Right. So they might know like some weaknesses, you know? Maybe they're not actually gods, maybe they're like, you know, something else.
Well, presumably they
The-
wouldn't be unless these guys were gods.
The leading theory we have right now is that the white gods are the remnants of this empire. Specifically, I believe the elves, the Eldwin,
Mm.
and that they, in some capacity, either want to avenge their kind, like bring back the old empire, or just want to reclaim the territory in whatever form that is, you know, be it as the white god or something else. That's our leading theory right now, based on what
Indeed.
we had gleaned from the discussion with the Spectre of the Trials.
Yeah, the problem is we don't know if the Empire had like a civil war falling out in that sense, because this guy's saying that it was someone who hated their kind. We don't really know much what happened. God, I'm gonna have to talk to my fucking dad. That's an inner monologue. That's an inner monologue Kari is out right now. Fucking, I'm goddamn. I'm gonna have to talk to my fucking
This is like the
dad.
second time he's come to that revelation here in this tomb.
Yeah, I know. God damn it! I had to talk to my fucking dad.
We were going there anyway.
I gotta call him again. God damn.
God damn it! I know we were going there. You're gonna actually hear Kari go. I'm
I
gonna have
gotta-
to talk to my
I
father.
gotta break my no contact with my dad.
Because my girlfriend called him and also because I need things from him.
I need questions answered. Anyways, we have two questions. Here's the real question, guys. Do we dig deeper into who killed him, if possible? Do we ask him what the state of the empire was when he died, so we can maybe date when this place was taken over? Do we ask about the hero in the coffin? Maybe find out if there's like a family name or something we can track down there.
I would ask
Wait.
about the Empire first.
I would like to ask about the empire first too, like what the current state of it was when he died.
Yeah.
All in favor?
I
Aye.
I agree.
Raise your question.
thought it'd be Bark that's communing with him technically. Like when
Mhm.
we give
Yep.
the
I'm just thinking. In the current year, your empire has fallen to ruin, and out of the knowledge of most people, what was its state when you were murdered?
It was our golden age. The Empire had never been so prosperous. We stretched from one corner of the continent to the other. Dragons filled the skies. Our people knew no equal. Our prosperity and our unity was envied, as was our power.
I'm sorry. So this so if it was betrayal, it must have come from within. Well, yes, obviously. That's the implication of betrayal.
Betrayal.
Mallory
happened?
perks up.
Betrayal.
Trail.
I like
Next.
betraying people.
Backstabbing? Who?
Borgullet, consent your lies.
Do you like betraying people? I love betraying people.
Oh, we're on stream.
Yes.
Easy.
Betraying people?
I'll add a little bit extra to
Blame
that,
people.
actually. As
Dastardly deeds on Jeep.
I do, I'll give a little bit more after he trails off.
Okay.
Just because it feels appropriate. The insurrection was whispered. There were those who wished to undo the good that was done by the Galvan. Actually, not by the Galvan. Wish the good done by Galvan. And this struck. They spoke. Of supplanting the Empire. Erasing it from history. They wish to poison everything we left behind.
See that succeeded.
Rebellion then.
Or betrayal.
Not an unsatisfied populace, but insurgents from within.
Power grab of sorts.
One question left.
Well, though I have many questions about this place, like the person buried in the tomb, I think it may be best to delve deeper on this insurrection. If it is what overthrew them and inevitably took over this place. It could have been a long time coming. Mayhaps we ask about the assailants or the ones behind this insurrection.
That's what
Perhaps
I'm
they can
thinking.
lead. Indeed,
Yeah.
if we can perhaps link something together.
Thing is, if the attack came as such a surprise, ultimately, then, for obvious reasons, these insurgents, kept to themselves. They didn't want to be known or outed as such. So there's a chance that this soldier or guard would know the identity of the leader of them could, be low.
Vision.
Did someone respond to all of it?
Does not
What
seem
did
so.
you say?
I had to set my headset down for a second because Addie's toy stopped working. What
Ah,
was the question? I didn't get to hear it.
Basically, what I said is, thing is, an insurrection, in being an insurrection, the chance that a guard, quote unquote common guard, would know who the leader of that was is not that high.
That's true. That does kind of leave some issues.
Unless, of course, it just so happened, wink, wink, coincidentally, GM, wink, wink,
Mm.
that
Well,
the person in
he's still
charge led the
yeah.
attack on this temple.
Well, that or he also did speak of the insurrection, so clearly this wasn't like the night it happened. This had to have been
That's true.
going on for a while, so presumably they would know at least the name of the figureheads who were perpetuating this.
True. Well,
Or at least a title.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe a nickname.
Hmm.
so how about asking for the insurrection and its leaders?
Mm-hmm. This guy also must have been a military person. I mean, he might just be a guard, but it seems like he was a guard at least within an empire. They probably were told, "Hey, debrief."
Here's your daily debriefing, sir. But yeah, probably. And I believe that's gonna be question 3, yeah?
4.
No, for
That'll be 4.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, never mind. Yeah. Okay. So real sure we want to ask that?
I think so.
Okay. Pull the lever, Krong.
Please raise your question.
All right, Mark. Phrase the question.
what can you tell us about the insurrection and its leaders?
The Goldbloods were never happy. But the Whiteskins. That was. No, incorrect. Sorry? No. The Goldbloods were never happy. But the Platine ones were. Far less. They hated everything the Empire stood for. When the Empire began to grow after the Great War, they withdrew, and we thought that was the limit of it. The old Eldwood, the elders, we knew they were dissatisfied, but never to such a degree. We know nothing of their leadership. Hermits and recluses, powerful beyond measure, rivaled only by the oldest of dragons. And then they appeared among the ranks of the other Eldbuild, and they slaughtered their kin, those they would call their children, killed them to a man, and they called me rot-blooded. I, hybrid of dragon and Eldbuild, they called me sickness. They killed us all, defiled the temple, and I watched, discorporated for a time, as they bound that monster here. They sickened a sight of reverence to its roots, and they contaminated its trials, turning them into lethal toys. I can only assume they tried the very same with anything else of our legacy they could find.
We surpassed the trials despite their tampering. And we destroyed what was found here. What corrupted this place.
The animated corpse, as per the limits of the spell, does not have much power to do anything besides look
Yeah.
and move its jaw. And normally only in response to questions. And the power of the spell is waning as the fourth question is answered. But as you speak, its lidless eyes jerk to look at you and then seemingly coast across the group. And its jaw begins to go slack, its rotten tongue lolling in its mouth. But hissing across its lips, you hear one last word. Pilgrims. And as that last hisses off its tongue, the body loses its motility and goes limp once more. The spell loses its power.
Could you repeat that last word?
Pilgrims.
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 Well, I suppose it seems as though the white gods are these platinum-skinned elves? Eldwild? At least it begs the question. Though this breeds more concern. Why now? Had they chosen to show themselves if they had been around for as long as it took for this empire to fall? Why have they chosen now?
Vair will actually speak up and say, well, didn't they say that the north has been this cold for as long as anybody can remember?
Yes, but
And it was the
they
Trumpetites
had
pushing
not.
down to the village that gave it away, wasn't it?
Indeed, it was, but it seems as though they were led to do so. At least I believe I remember so. That something was pushing them that way. Why would they leave the comfort of their home? And I guess a better question is if they seek to destroy the Galvin, then
Well, it was because they were going up north and prospecting, right?
I suppose that's true.
Remember the Troglodytes said that they were put there to push people back out.
I suppose you're correct.
Taking an entire area of the world and transforming it wouldn't happen so fast. So if they began when the empire fell and now it's gotten to a point where it's reached down so deep, it makes sense that that would have been a long process that happened when this place fell, or when these people fell.
I suppose that is true. It makes me wonder if they were just content to wait in their mountains until the end of days, and then you would suspect someone wanting to tear down all the Galvin had built would. I don't know. I suppose perhaps it's more of a draconian thought that it's shocking to think that they would settle for such a simple thing, and why had more of them not been found sooner? Then again, I suppose it wasn't called the Frozen North for nothing. Well, food for thought, I suppose.
With the vault ransacked, and the corpse now still and once more rotting, do you have anything else you'd like to do? Thanks for joining in, Mitch. Thanks for lurking.
I did want to just speculate on the line. Gold bloods were never happy, but the Platine ones were far less happy, is what he said.
Yes.
So I'm not sure if this is a correct assumption, but gold bloods meaning gold dragons and Platine meaning platinum dragons?
No,
Mm.
I don't think they ever said anything about that.
Because I'm trying to, the
Platine-
reason why I'm asking is because I'm trying to think like if the white gods or that whole situation with the cold and the north is because of the people who caused this empire to fall, and those people are presumably the elves. Elves are not notoriously like liking cold weather. Like there needs to be a reason why they would push for the cold. So maybe it's not the elves. That's why I'm thinking like maybe it's like white dragon people or cold
No,
elemental. I don't know.
I'm more so leaning on the side because we found Eldwild here. We found
Yeah.
we found
Mm.
elves here that are speaking the old dialect, and claiming this is their home. So clearly they've been here before, and it makes more sense that they would probably show up here. Especially because the dragons fucked off. And they specifically said that being they have a lot of questions. I'm pretty sure that it's Eldwild, the old elves.
Mm.
Well, I suppose I would like to, at the very least, try and bring their bodies to a proper. So this crypt is really only for this single coffin, yeah?
Well, there's other coffins to those sides. You see where the candles are. There are other sarcophagi. But
Are
those,
they
presumably,
full?
I mean, you
Oh,
have to
those
check.
candles are
Full?
on top of sarcophagi.
You'd have to check if they
Yeah.
are, but you would presume they probably are. This is a pretty central place. That's probably for people of significance, and they're probably full. I would like. I don't believe you have linguistics, do you, Karya?
Karya does not.
I have linguistics.
Okay, what languages do you
I-
speak?
I speak. Which languages do I need?
I'm not going to say it immediately.
Okay. I'm gonna bring up the list. Common, Celestial, Dwarven, Infernal, Privi de Patois, Draconic, Abyssal, Sylvan, and Necro.
Unfortunately not. As
Ah,
many as that is missing the one I'm looking for. Kanabos, what do you speak?
I speak it quite a bit. I know off the top of my head, common, draconic. Hold up
So
again.
Lingua Dea, Celestial, Necro, Dwarvish, Elvish, Draconic, Indie, and Astral. Unfortunately,
Yes.
also misses the language I'm looking for.
My guess is probably giant.
I was
Possible.
about to say, does anybody fucking speak giant or something? Because
I know Karya does.
I know I do.
Well, good, don't do.
Yeah, I speak it, but I don't have linguistics.
Everybody has Draconic. Like, oh, a lot of people have Draconic, actually. You know what?
I think that's because in the
Hmm?
beginning you said draconic was like an academic language that was
An
still
academic
being
and a
taught.
magical language.
Yeah,
Mhm.
so that's probably why a lot of people actually know draconic.
Well,
Fair.
Mallory learned it to insult people better.
yeah,
That's
I
funny.
learned to insult people better.
Karya, give me just an intelligence roll then.
Flat intelligence, I can do that.
How
Dude.
how good is
Nat
he?
20
Very
to a
nice.
24.
With a flash of insight, Karya, you remember there were 3 names given to the 3 core cultures of the Galvan Empire. It was the Vespacha for the dragon, the Eldwild for the elves, the old elves. 1 second. And what was called the Anamer, the old name for the for the old giants. Anamer roughly translates to gold blood.
They were never happy. But the Platanes?
They said that the what do you call it? They said that the gold bloods were never happy, and the platinum ones, were even
Oh, the
less so.
platinum ones. Okay, see, I misheard that. I thought that it was
Platinum.
I thought that it was two different. No, I thought it was two different groups. I heard the gold bloods were never happy, but the platine were even less so. I didn't hear the platine ones. I was like,
Mhm.
who the fuck are that?
Mhm.
Okay. Giants.
Giants would be
Sorry, what was
presumably
that?
the gold bloods. The platinum ones, the only thing you've seen that is roughly platinum in any of the depictions here is actually on that tapestry you recovered, which is the white-haired elves.
That's
White.
true.
Oh.
Oh, like platinum hair.
Might be.
Ah, yes. The fabled Varus of Sul.
Okay.
No, but
Uh,
hmm.
I deserve
The
this.
I deserve this. Anyways, it's fine.
But Kirsten, you want to make sure they wear a white-haired character. Anyway.
Vera, but no, I almost said Vera. Karia, there we go. Sorry.
So he's my next character, by the way.
He's just on the
See.
I'm
tapestry.
playing the villain.
I'm playing the villain. Karu will kind of sit there for a minute, and then it hits him and goes, Giantkin. It wasn't the elves, it wasn't the dragons, it was the giants.
giant.
The tapestry. Where is it? Let me see it.
It's just in a stash of the items we got.
Yeah, I'm just gonna yank it
The
out. I'm
crumpled,
gonna.
this crumpled tapestry, you see it depicts a
Piece
large
of-
draconic figure descending towards a group of smaller white-haired humanoids with their arms extended upwards towards it.
Interesting. Also concerning and slightly strange, but we'll get to that later. These ones, the white-haired ones. I believe that is what they are in reference to. If they speak of white-haired giants, Do we know much of the giants? Does anybody? I remember hearing talk of fire giants in Firegrove Valley from a blacksmith, and as well as another giant type, the cloud giants. I believe that's what they said. Yes, the cloud giants. When he insulted me and told me to get one of their toothpicks, and I set off to find them. I did not understand it was sarcasm at the time.
Not to rain on your parade, Fire pipes up. How would a giant fit in here?
Yes, no, I believe that is a question I would have. Has anyone ever seen a giant? I don't know if we've actually. We don't necessarily know much aside from accounts, but perhaps they were giant kin of some kind. I don't know.
So I'm going to reiterate. The corpse you questioned was very explicit in saying that it was Eldwill that came in here and killed everybody.
That's right.
Wait.
That's fair.
Wait,
So
what is
welcome in, Razma.
Eldwill?
The old elves.
They're the elves.
No.
Okay. They came in and killed everybody and were presumably
Indeed,
racist
yeah.
towards the half dragons.
The half
Mhm.
species, yeah.
Presumably.
So welcome in, Razzlemeyer.
So
see
are
you.
they half bloods between giants and Eldwill? Is the
Dragon.
question? Well, no, but I'm talking about these white-haired ones. Because if they hated dragons, that would be. Maybe I guess they were giant. Oh wait, no, giants and dragons are on the tapestry. You're dead on. Jesus Christ. They weren't calling him half bloods. They were calling him half blood because of the fucking dragon. They were calling him half blood because of the Eldwill down there. They're half dragons. Damn it.
You did it.
Kari is quite literally gonna grab his head and go, "Damn it! I can't get away from them."
Evidently no.
There's Cam coming home. No, just to reiterate, what is the conclusion being come to here?
The conclusion that Kari is coming to right now is that
He's
these
dumb.
platinum that well first off, yeah, he's dumb. Saying that these platinum blooded whomever at least according to the tapestry, it seems like there is still some unification between dragon and giant. If they're raising their hands up in reverie of some kind, what Karya is looking at is going, "Oh God, they're half giant, half dragons." And when the Eldwild came and killed this half dragon and called him vile blooded, it wasn't because that they were Eldwild, it was because that they were draconic. And the problem with his death was, at least that's Karya's thing, is that he thinks that these white gods are half giant, half dragonkin.
What?
The body.
Am I crazy? Maybe I'm
I
tired.
think you may be
I'm
I
sorry,
think
I'm
you
a
may be
little-
misinterpreting, because the corpse said it was a mix between Eldwild and dragon.
Eldwild and dragon. There we go. Okay.
And
I'm more confused.
So
Never mind.
The
Go.
corpse we interrogated was half
Yes.
dragon, half Eldwild.
Hmm.
And it was killed by Eldwid, who were racist against it because it sullied the elven bloodline with draconic stuff.
There we go.
Yes.
Okay. Just
The-
keep going,
the
buddy. I'm
white
sunburnt and
gods.
sun drunk. Please go on.
You're
I'm-
sunburned, okay.
Karya's
got
over
burns
here,
all
smoke
over
coming
my
out of his
body.
ears with a corkboard.
So,
Yeah, no. It's not good.
So the tapestry, if I remember correctly, and you're free to just reiterate the inscription really quest. The tapestry has two sides. One of which shows a dragon descending on what we now know is the Eldwild, and then on the other side, correct me if I'm wrong, I believe it's the same race, the Eldwild, worshipping the dragons. Is that correct?
If not worshipping, at least paying tribute to it. In a
Okay.
large,
So
what looks to be
and
golden
there was
bowl.
never a mention of giants anywhere.
Just
I am
long
so confused.
white hair. And that they are smaller than the dragon in the depiction.
The only thing where giants may have been mentioned was in the retelling of
in the
the corpse,
interrogation.
Yes.
where the corpse said the gold ones.
The
That
gold-blooded.
could have been the giants.
But they also said the platinum or the plantine or whatever,
The platine ones.
Yeah,
Which-
the
which were a
platine ones
subsect
were
of the giants. They were a
How did you
subsect
come
of
to
the
this?
giants because they said, because of what Rami said, because I didn't hear it either at first, where
The gold-blooded
It
were
came down-
unhappy, but the platine ones were even less so.
the platine ones,
So the giants were
Presumably-
unhappy, but the elves
it was the
even less
giants
so.
that were unhappy. Oh, god fucking damn it. I thought they were the same. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. It was the elves. Fucking elves. Okay, fine.
Okay,
God fucking damn it.
I'll ask for Deus Ex Machina here, quest.
Mhm.
Is that what I'm
Please,
saying correct?
I'm sunburned
It would-
over so much of my body. I am tired. Please help
It
me.
is a logical conclusion to say that what they were referring to is that the giants were unhappy, but the elves even less so.
Okay,
See, that's
okay.
where I was getting confused. I thought that they were a subsect of the giants, and I'm sitting here like, wait, gold blood? Maybe platinum blooded? Maybe they were cloud giants. I was going crazy. Okay.
Now that
Fucking-
makes me wonder
I
why.
was sitting here like, where's this giant conspiracy
I
coming
was
from?
so
Karia, you're
confused.
manifesting a fucking tinfoil head.
I was getting
I
red herring all
am
along. It wasn't the
fucking
elves, it was the giants. Anyway, what you were saying, Jim?
The giants have been saying stuff the
I-
whole time.
It was the giants. That makes me wonder though, because this was a civilization of elves, giants, and half dragons.
Not just
Or
half dragons,
dragons,
full
whatever.
dragons.
Yeah. Now, if 2 out of the 3 were happy, but the whole point of that civilization was unity and community and let's all be friends and work together, I wonder why they were unhappy with that. Like, who would be unhappy with that? You know what I mean?
Well, that's a question. That's something we definitely can't figure out right
According
now.
to the half dragon, 2 of 3 were unhappy, but 1 was very unhappy.
Yeah.
It seemed like everybody was pretty just upset, and then eventually that
Dragons
spiraled
were
into
pretty happy with that.
That's what I'm saying though.
The
It doesn't make
giants left them, the
sense
elves hated
that
this
they would be
shit.
unhappy, in my opinion, unless there was like some kind of corruption or greed going on. Like maybe they were going around spouting community, but then actually like hoarding things for themselves or
Well,
I don't know,
The-
doing something bad.
The Spectre of the Trials up above was Eldwin, and he seemed positive towards the Empire. He seemed to hate
That's
what happened
fair.
to this temple, for example. So it can't have been all the Eldwin.
That's fair.
The corpse did say that it was the elders that were the most unhappy, and they came in here and killed other Eldwild.
So we're basically looking at old ass, racist ass elves coming in and ruining everything.
It's like the what was the American Civil War? The people, the rednecks,
The
The
what were
Confederates?
the Confederates,
Confederacy, yeah.
the Confederacy. It's like that, but D&D style.
Ah, yes,
Oh,
Confederate
it
elves.
was a civil war. Yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
We're still missing a lot of pieces though. Like it doesn't make sense that they're like, "Oh, you're all about community. Well, I hate you. I'm going to kill you and I'm going to go and make everything cold." Like that doesn't I feel like we're missing something.
Eldwild's rights
Well,
to do what though?
Eldwood's rights to do what?
Mm.
Yeah, no. Well, that's another thing too. Is there's splinter factions in every society. It's usually not clear cut. Like there could have just been an insurrection of a different political party, basically, that would have came up and said, "No, we're losing our culture. We can't let that happen. Look at these damn dirty, scaly bastards. Kill them."
Wait. Okay, I'm lining up the red thread on my corkboard, right? Doesn't it? Okay, now deep creatures. Didn't you say, Quest, that they
That's a
prefer
crazy
cold
jump.
environments rather than hot environments? Didn't you say that?
Cold and dark.
Cold and dark, not bright and hot. So maybe there was some kind of corruption with the deep, right? And that made the elves be like, "Oh, yes, my lord, the deep lord, we need to make everything cold and we need to kill these people that are not wanting everything to be cold in order for the deep to prosper because the deep shall overtake all." Right? Right?
No,
would
I don't
tell
think so.
that it's not impossible, but we have no
No
physical
proof yet.
proof of
Mark
that.
my
The
words.
closest,
Everything
the
is
closest,
connected.
the closest correlation we had to the deep was the empty. And when I asked specifically about that, it said that they were not related. They were tangentially related in some aspects because of some similarities, but they weren't the same.
Not that
I know they're
specifically.
not the
What
same.
what the Spectre said specifically was that they had never heard of any sort of deep, but that it sounded it sounded similar.
Oh,
Because
well,
like
that could have been it.
the deep can't just be like a recent, oh, it all of a sudden appeared one day. It has to have been an ancient life form.
Oh, I'm right there with you on that. I'm pretty sure it was.
Yeah. And
But
then
when I asked
it
specifically about
comes, and what does it do? It corrupts the minds and
when
bodies of people.
Yeah, the only thing that I will say is that when I had the Spectre look at me, it said that it was similar but different. So that could be an offset. We're gonna be in here for a while.
Well,
Let's get
you
the fuck
are
out of here. and get
you
to it.
are different because and Vair are different because they are corrupted by the deep, but they haven't lost their minds. They're not like sprouting tentacles and killing everything yet.
That's true, I suppose.
That's true.
That's a
Would you
fair
guys
point.
like to walk and talk now that you've finished talking to the corpse?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
There's
So-
one last thing I want to check though, if possible.
Okay. Sure.
The very final thing. This coffin, just because it feels like it's important, even if it's not. Do we see any markings on there that could give this thing a name?
There's a lot of ancient Elvish runes on it. Unfortunately,
Ah,
comprehend
shit.
languages has run out by now.
Maybe Varkamura.
So somebody who knows Elvish with a linguistics check could potentially puzzle it out, or if they have another cast of comprehend languages.
I'm gonna take a page from my notebook.
I should put ranks into linguistics.
Basically, like spread the book outwards, so I can overlay the singular page over the inscription of the name. What we presume to be the name, I should say.
Mhm.
And then I'm going to run my pencil over it.
Okay. So you're going to take a rubbing of it.
Yep.
Mark.
Okay. You can figure that out as you walk.
Then
Although-
leave we shall.
if we want to open it, I could detect magic to
really
see
don't
if
wanna
there's
Oh, you'll detect
anything
something.
that
As
cro-
much as yeah, as much as I want to open it, as tempting as it is, I don't think I should do that. Let's get out.
That's fair. Okay.
I'll come back later. I don't want to piss off another fucking dead elf. I got more to kill apparently.
Well, okay then. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and just, assuming you guys just move on through, pop you guys back on the world map.
Is it warm up here now?
It's
out
been
of
been
curiosity?
a while since we've seen this.
You're back on the world.
Takes a while.
So you guys exit out through the well using the rope that you previously had strung down. You get those rocks out of the way. It takes a little bit, but eventually you manage to move the rocks. You're not assaulted by anything. However, conspicuously, both the snail and both Friend and Meatball are missing. As you make your way out of the well, find yourself back out in that ruined building, that chapel-like structure. It's not immediately warm again, but you do see conspicuous giant rocks now planted firmly in the dirt at regular intervals in a circle around the building. And the
worked.
wind is no longer harsh and blowing, as a result of that, the wind chill is not so bad and it's not so cold, at least by feel.
Oh,
It is no longer
Congratulations,
bitingly cold.
Congratulations, gentlemen. We did it.
You-
I think we
you-
just
Everyone
performed
win.
ourselves a little localized miracle.
Mhm.
Indeed, we did, and
With that,
whoever each one that we stop.
I assume pulling on your snowshoes again and getting going, you guys make the trip back south.
Yes.
This time, you no longer have to make as much of a circumspect path, and over the course of about a week, you make your way back to Portaline. What about me? Yes,
Yay.
Meatball's gone. I'm sorry, Ari. We'll see what happened to him. You find your way all the way back to Portaline. It takes about a week. Now, it's not as wet or damp or frigidly cold, though over the course of the week, the weather takes a conspicuous turn. And as the ambient temperature starts to rise just a tiny bit, it's not really very palpable. One of the first signs that a heavy winter breaks is that it begins to have precipitation again. Anybody with any sort of knowledge of meteorology knows that it can be too cold to snow.
Yes,
Yeah.
And
unironically.
yeah, when as it begins to warm up a little bit, you get a nice heavy dose of sleet. Fouls up your movements a little bit, but you push through it. You guys are hardened travelers by this point, and you know your way around moving through frigid regions by this point. Maybe for a couple of you, it makes you, especially Mallory, miss the temperate climate of the Quadranon. But you make it back all the same. Through a bit of mud and sleet and snow, you eventually find yourselves back on the limits of Strasbourg. In the meantime, I assume that Kanabos probably would have taken a look at that rubbing, wouldn't he?
I mean, yeah. I mean, though I think we we had the biggest mystery, I guess, surrounding it kind of figured out, at least the language. But yeah, I'll look at it.
Yeah, I mean, you have now a spoken and a written example of Eldwild. You can, if you put the time to it, learn the language properly now.
Yeah.
And it takes, now you're getting a bit used to it. It's a bit of a jarring adjustment to get over no longer having comprehend languages on. But eventually you're able to puzzle it out. And yeah, you get a name. It's kind of, you think you might get some of the fragmented meanings, but it's also quite possible that they all modify each other.
Yeah. But yeah, I get a name.
Muted love.
Wait a minute. Didn't we come across another set of these that we couldn't etch? Oh no, those are the collapsed ones. Never mind.
That is roughly how the name breaks down. The Elvish language, or at least Eldwild, does not use spaces.
Oh,
Nice.
Instead, it has little markings which, when translated to common, would probably approximate to apostrophes.
Fan-
Little
fancy spaces. Fancy space.
yes, little phonetic breaks. And the name you got off the coffin sounds a bit like Falmanek Teligal.
That's a big name.
That could be first, middle, last, and however many extras and titles, for all you know.
I see. Well, got a little bit of that information now.
So,
Yeah, I fall my neck till I go too after a couple drinks.
nice. So the party, actually probably from this end of things, you find yourselves back on the outskirts of Strasbourg. It's
How
been
long have we been gone for, actually?
roughly about a month.
Okay. Yeah, we've been gone for a while.
wait,
No,
when we
people-
left,
Took about 2
Been a
weeks
hot
up.
minute.
Took about 2 weeks up, and then
Yeah.
like a week and a half down. Thereabouts.
and they
Plus
were
the-
left with the construction of the ship and the Harvest Festival, was it?
The Starlight Vigil Festival.
Yes.
That was being set up, and awaiting the ship to. They were constructing the pier, the port that they were setting
The
up.
pier, right? The port.
Thinking about it,
Whatever you
we
wanna call
did
it.
actually help the mining operation, didn't we?
Yes, you did.
We cleared up the cold. There we go.
Exactly.
We can do. Okay, yeah. There we go. That's where we left.
Yep.
Fuck, we've been gone for so long.
You forgot why you left.
Yeah, that's all right. I suppose I'll head and talk to Nida and Roscoe. Well, I guess Nida, she's the mayor now.
Roscow's an
That's
advisor.
true.
So yes, without breaking up the whole party and doing individual RPs, what do you call it? Individual RP sessions. Just
Blibs and
yet.
blobs.
You guys return, shaking off the cold, now in a more temperate section. You're back where the winter isn't being funneled and pushed, and so things here are green. You see, again, the troglodytes working in the fields. You see people going about their day, working in their homes. Some working, some taking time off. Even here and there, you see what look to be the potential for new families and homes, what look to be shells of new homes being built. And Strasbourg looks to be expanding just a bit. You also see stalls and decorations in preparation for the new festival coming up. And as you all presumably report to Nida, your wagon would still be in the bay because you couldn't walk up there. So you all report to Nida. She welcomes you all back heartily and says, "So, you all back? You all look alive," which is, I think, a good step. How'd you do? Make any progress? Find any good stuff?
Winter's
Well,
gone.
the north should
Oh.
open up to you all soon.
Indeed, it should.
That's some of the best news I've heard in months. Did you guys manage to do any prospecting yourselves? You managed to find any evidence of good metal up there? It doesn't matter if you did, ultimately, because we got people for that, but if the more we know going in, the better.
I'll say.
Yeah.
Hmm?
Oh yeah, I was just reminded that we found those chunks out of character, the mithril chunks, I think.
Yep.
It's been a while.
We did. We found them from the deep, the
seeing-
shadow creatures.
Seeing that Chaiko spoke up, actually, Nida will look to her.
We've seen some metal, yes. More on the surface. So I took a little prospecting myself. There is metal. And the more you go down, the more you'll get.
That's all we could hope for. Once we got a mining operation going and we've got stuff to ship, we're gonna do so much better. You guys, as ever, are lifesavers. My bitching aside, it's always a pleasure to have you here, and you always do good by us. That said, she'll point to Kanabos and to Siren. Harbeck has been asking about you two for a little bit now. He's been wondering when you guys are going to get back. Harbus, that was his name. Yeah, Harbus has been asking after the two of you. He's got some things he's got to run by you. Last little preparations for the festival, at least, I think.
Right.
Sounds about right.
Well,
I suppose.
he's down by the temple if you want to speak to him. Apparently, he's been raving on about you, Siren. You got a growing fan base, it would seem.
Oh, but
Don't let it get to
She,
your
like,
head. But
blushes.
you don't let it get to your head. But it seems like people are starting to deify you a little bit. I'm not sure how that
that's
flies by
concerning.
you, but
I'll have a talk with them. I do
You
know
do
about me
that.
being deified. That's a bit blasphemous.
yeah, I figured as much. So you might want to have a word with your followers.
Mhm.
We've even got people coming down from other places looking to join the fellowship. Apparently, you're amassing a bit of a following. She actually pulls a clipboard off the wall next to the door and goes, "Right, I had a few of these things waiting here for some of you. Let's see. Itemized list going by person. I'm gonna address that one last. Saren, you got followers accruing. People have been leaving offerings by the statue that's, I think, meant to resemble your god, but looks scarily like you. Vark, you've got a couple of letters from the society, as well as a couple of very big packages. Like big enough and heavy enough you could kill somebody with them. You're probably gonna have a look at those.
I don't remember ordering. Oh no.
What?
Okay.
It's probably like books.
Chico, the President Smith, who's been in place since you've been gone, wants to talk shop a little bit, has a few ideas. Also, apparently got a anonymous shipment in, I assume from Mordon, from one of your benefactors. You guys have far too many mysterious, powerful names looking at you right now. I don't know whether to be happy or scared. At least, the very least, the fact that I got a letter not 2 weeks ago with a royal seal on it.
From Loabus?
Come again.
How'd you know?
Oh, we have a friend up there.
Yeah, I figured. All right. So conflicted. Flick, you got a letter from. Didn't give an address, but it looked to be stained with a blotch of black ink.
I'll have to have a look at that as soon as I can.
There was also another one with a name on the front, written in red ink. It was from a fellow who goes by the name of Santiago.
Oh, I'm definitely going to have a look at that. Thank you.
Oh,
Yep.
look, it is your boyfriend. How lovely.
Mallory, you've probably got the biggest stack of letters out of anybody. You got a few people asking after you. One apparently has a lip print on it.
I know.
Oh, Mallory, this is
Oh,
your
my.
boyfriend.
Ooh.
I'm coming to you
Oh, yeah.
last, Orthos.
Please don't call me that.
Which gives you a meaningful look. Let's see. Right, Kanabos, newest addition to our little band of weirdos. You've got a couple letters addressed from. What was it? And there's a couple with the same last name as you, Asteri, correct?
Please.
Oh no, he's gone.
Both?
He disconnected. That
Oh,
might
no.
just be his internet.
That would make sense if his mom called. Oh, yeah. Do we call it? I'm sorry, my mom called.
He disconnected.
Look at he disconnected. He disconnected.
Disconnected.
You owe me 20
Dialing
bucks.
down on me. Dialing down on you. It's a phone call. Bebby, you here? Oh no. He is silent. Is he muted? Is he mute or European?
Very good question.
I mean, he's an ASMR, so
Unfortunately,
he's
are now
European.
both.
He's an ASMR, so he is European. Yeah, I guess that's fair, huh?
Okay, hopefully he can hear us. Or if he's actually in a phone call right now, that probably means he can't.
Let me see. Add Peppy.
I'm gonna assume like Kanabos is kind of like halfway through considering something at the moment, so Nida's gonna move on to Karya real quick and go like, okay, so well, I've got your attention. Siren's been gathering a little following. You, Mr. Oh, it's your boyfriend. I've got some interesting people asking after you. More specifically, asking after Vair. Well, both of you actually. They've
My brother.
they've been asking after the both of you. You didn't make any friends with anybody who was like scaly and about yay high. She puts her hand down to her knee.
Oh, she puts her hand down. I was expecting her to put it way up.
Yeah, no, down to her knee.
Terribly
Oh.
sorry. My mom for a bit. So,
Okay.
well, what
That's
happened?
totally fine.
Okay.
All right, forward it.
That
Forward the
is-
map. Forward the map.
And she goes like, yeah, she goes, all right, okay. Well, there's some people asking after you. You're gonna have to talk to them because I refuse to try and figure out that mess. Let's see. Kanabos, you got a couple letters to you. Same last name, Asteri, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, she has a quill at this point, kind of like at some points clutched between her teeth, other times just like scratching at things on the clipboard. You can tell she's far too used to holding this thing, and you can see there's actually divots where her nails have dug into the wood.
Oh Lord.
Yes, okay. Anything? Oh yeah, for just you guys in general, I've gotten news that the ship will be arriving in about a week. Additionally, the pier has finished construction. Also speaking, some interesting individuals have taken up residence underneath the pier and refused to move. A couple of you guys are probably gonna have to talk to them. I would appreciate if you would speak to them on our behalf. Getting involved with that is also weird because we're having a very hard time talking to them because they don't speak.
They look like.
Gelatinous and pink.
Oh, I think I know what that
And there's
is.
like about 40 of them.
Oh,
There's about how many?
40.
Sorry, Chris.
Yeah, yeah,
Only-
no,
oh,
we'll check up on those as soon as we can.
I
Appreciate
have a very distinct
Oh.
feeling.
Those are Chico's
There-
babies.
Is
I'm not
Yes.
going to
Shut
ask.
up.
I'm not going to ask. Do not explain any further to me. Please speak to them.
Chico
No
has
need.
children?
It's
Chico
okay.
has
She gives a thumb. Chico gives a thumbs up.
Thumbs up. Not talking about it. We're
Yep.
going home.
As
Meanwhile,
new leader
Larry
of this, as leader of this settlement, I have learned to delegate. I am delegating this shit directly onto you guys. This is your problem now.
You should
enough.
delegate
Seems like it.
those babies, Chico.
Nida, before we get into that entire thing,
I'm gonna hurt her
Uh-huh.
one of her date one of these days.
before we get into this
Well,
whole
just,
debacle,
just before that, and there's one letter
Yeah.
addressed in general to you as a group from Stanislav.
oh, well, wonderful.
Now, please.
Should we start with that one?
Yes. When is the first ship scheduled to arrive?
1 week.
Oh, well, wonderful. When it does, I will intend to go there as well. I hope you don't mind. But I wish to speak with the representative who is coming from the Kingdom of Verdigris. Just make sure everything has gone well and to describe what we've seen in the north, as I believe that this trade partner between now you and Verdigris will hopefully turn this town into a proper city at some point.
That's the hope. Yeah.
Indeed. Well, then wonderful. I hope I would not be stepping on your toes, but I intended to be there.
Oh no, I would want you to be there because officially this is a relationship between us, but you are the connecting influence there. So I want you there to talk to them as well because they're there. They're
Wonderful.
here because of you guys, not because of me.
That is fair. Well,
That is
with
quite
that
fair.
being said, I'm off to go find this troglodyte, I think. Scaly thing that's yay knee high.
Didn't you
That's a
mention you had
kobold. You're
a
describing a kobold.
Oh god, if it's a kobold.
I
Didn't you
suppose-
Sorry, I
mention,
stuttered.
If we want to
didn't you
be,
mention you had a letter for me? Sorry, I just wanted to get that.
She has a pile of letters on the door on the table next to the door. She takes a couple off the
Okay.
pile, hands them to you, Konobos. Takes a total of 3 letters, hands them to Mallory. Takes two of the letters, hands them to Flick. Takes a slip of what looks like postcard, hands that to Vark, and says, "Go talk to the quartermaster about that one. You know him." What do you call it?
How many letters? How many do I have in total? How many letters do I?
You get 1 letter. Or is it
Oh,
one?
I thought you said letters, and I was like,
So-
what?
was it- actually,
what?
now I'm misremembering. There's 2 letters to Konobos.
Okay. Who are they from?
One's from your mother, one's from your father.
Oh Lord. Okay.
How topical.
Let's see.
That's all.
Oh, you got letters from your parents? I wish I could get letters from my parents.
We can talk about that later. Anyways, I want to see how much written yelling I'm about to receive. I will then open the
Yeah.
first one. I'll open for my dad.
From your dad, it's I mean, it's pretty formal. Overall, it's just a bit of a mix between a how do you do and a status report. Saying it's been a while since he's heard from you, but he understands that you've been put on some interesting form of work experience by Stanislav, and as a result, you can be expected to not be communicating as much. Apparently, he's under the impression that you're on some sort of journeyman project, which naturally involves you being ambulant. He hopes you're doing well. He hopes that he trusts that whatever Stanislav has you on is both fruitful and going to give you lots of experience, and that he hopes you write him back at some point.
I will keep that in mind. That's something for Konovos to do while I'm away.
Mm-hmm.
And then for his mom.
And then his mom.
What the
From his mom is, just going to assume the entire group is like leaning over his shoulder reading this.
Yeah.
Yeah, of
Well,
course.
we're trying to make it.
Don't want to deal with my problems.
We're trying to do it casually.
Casual nosiness.
Yeah.
As he pops open the letter, you see that it is intricately written in a looping cursive, finer even than your father's. Your father's more of a block print. Your mother's is very fine looping cursive.
she is like the caster in the family.
Yeah.
Or like
More so than your father is, and there's she squeezes. You're one of the few people in the world who can read your mother's writing when she's being quote casual, because your mother is both fine intricate cursive and squeezed together so there's barely any space above or below the letters.
oh god,
She
it
writes
looks like
cursive
Eldwith.
Russian.
And as a
God,
result,
it looks like Eldwith.
yeah,
It looks like-
weirdly enough, yeah. Maybe this is why you could understand it better than the rest of the party. But yes, you're reading it, and it's like it because you're particularly familiar with your mother's form of writing. What looks like a page of just loop-de-loops actually breaks down to readable. It does take a bit of reading, or like a bit of deconstruction for you, but you, what do you call it? You
like reading an academic paper.
a little bit, but more of she squeezes a lot of stuff into that one piece of paper. And that's part of the reason why she squishes her writing so much, is so she can fit as much in that fine print as she can on a single letter. Your mother is also notoriously frugal. And a lot of it is catching up to speed on like her latest book on the occult that she's read, or the latest one that she herself has written. There's talk about new theories about specters and spirits, about matters of the arcane and the mind. Some of the like new niche theories she's been keeping up with. Other ones she's become angry with. Like at one point, she halfway breaks into a rant about this one academic she has no respect for whatsoever, and makes it vehemently well known. Then breaks off and goes right back to talking to you in a casual
Name
tone of
drops
voice.
Lydia. Name drops like Lydia.
Oh no! If you were to ask your mother about her opinion on Lydia, is she's an arcane caster and also one that has long since dropped out of relevance in the field of the academia.
Damn.
No, no.
Damn.
Like her writing endures. She also doesn't publish actively anymore. I wonder why. But yes, a lot of what she writes is just catching up to speed, wondering how you're doing, like asking your opinion on these particular topics for when you write your reply, because you will write your reply. She makes this she doesn't put that as an if, she puts that as a when.
You will have a debate with me over letter.
You will respond to me. You will touch base with me. You will show me a sign of life. You will speak to your dear darling mother, and you will do so lovingly.
Seems you also have a draconic parrot.
No, she's more.
Followed by the very end. Hope you're doing well. I understand you're out plumbing the depths of knowledge in the world. Write me sometime soon. With much love, your loving mother, and then signs off with, of course, the what takes up like the last sixth of the page is her signature.
Good. I wonder if I should just try to write to her and like bastardize Eldwill and see if she can actually pick up any.
If you honestly, she might take that as a challenge if you write to her in what she might think is a cipher.
You know what? Yeah, I'm gonna actually do that.
Mhm.
I'm gonna...
What you might get back is her attempt to break down the language.
You know, yeah, I'll do that. Actually, shit. If I sent
By
it
the
to my
way-
dad, that would be like, I don't know what the fuck this is. Are you good? But more eloquent, like
Mhm.
English, like.
You've got an interesting father.
Oh, the one who wrote all
Hmm.
this, that's my mother.
All right, interesting mother.
I
Yes,
see.
she's a...
Interesting family, regardless.
It's the Asteri.
Yeah.
That's
The
it.
Father's
Asteri.
much more.
Who
Father's
next
much
wants-
more down to earth.
Who wants to open their mail next?
Well,
My mail is
Yeah.
under the pier, so I can't really open mine.
True.
I don't even think that I can open my mail. I have
You open
potential
the package.
kobold that
Out
will-
jumps a fucking troglodyte.
It's
Oh,
a chocolate.
It's out jumps outside.
hey, motherfucker!
You open up. There's a birthday cake inside. Out comes a scaly little creature.
Wearing, like, a thong. Scaly
Happy
creature wearing a thong.
birthday, Mr. King.
oh no.
Happy
I'm
birthday.
so curious. I'm so curious as to what Vark got, because if he has like huge boxes, like big packages, I can only imagine.
Mm-hmm.
You only imagine what Bark has.
I mean, if
Yeah.
people are insisting on seeing what it is, Vark will just dramatically turn around, flicking his cape behind him, and go, "Very well, to the post office then."
With that.
Oh, I thought they were here in the house.
Oh no, it's with the quartermaster.
Okay, I thought Nida was like just overwhelmed with huge mountains of
No,
paperwork and
she handed
letters
a
and
she handed a
packages,
piece
like,
of card.
"Ah."
She handed a piece of card with a number on it to Vark and went, "Go talk to the quartermaster. You know him. He's got your stuff. Because I am not keeping that shit in my house."
Toy Master it is.
Well, okay then. I'm gonna go ahead and shunt
Got
you
like
over
3
this way.
letters.
Also, and she whoever takes it, she shoves the letter from Stanislav at you.
I'll probably grab it. I had a correspondence with him back in
Mhm.
well, I've been the one writing correspondence to him, so I guess I'll snag it.
Okay, going to the warehouse, owned by Mr. Slate.
Oh,
Yes, Demetrius Slate. Sees the group of you outside. He's his usual self, except this time, the crossbow he's got leaned next on the door on the chair that he's sitting in. Unlike previously when you got to know the man, is not strung or loaded. Seems he's relaxed a little bit.
Character growth.
Hey,
That's good.
sees all of you show up. Takes one puff from his pipe. Takes the pipe out of his mouth, points it at Vark, and goes, "Wait right there." Stands up with a big.
I will remain ready.
Good. And then disappears inside the warehouse for a moment.
Can I sneak into the warehouse behind him?
Sure.
I mean, you did
Uh,
only tell me to wait. Like,
Tiptoeing up to the door as it begins to swing shut. You put your hand forward, you catch the door. You sneak in behind him, and you see Mr. Slate disappear behind several parchment wrapped, what looked to be like several parchment wrapped cubes, like 4 stacked on top of each other, as he begins to push the tower of parcels towards the door.
Uh,
And it's very
I-
slowly grinding and encroaching towards the door that you're standing in.
I'm just gonna let myself get pushed by it.
Yeah, so you just stand there muted, stunned, as then you get a face full of parcel paper that pushes into your face and begins to... He doesn't even slow down. He just keeps pushing as your heels slide against the wooden floor of the warehouse until eventually everybody sees as a tower of parcel boxes and Siren are pushed back out the doorway, standing on the front porch.
Easy
And-
for you.
Slate walks around it, looks up at Siren and goes, "Oh, I thought that was got a bit heavier. Told you to wait there." Right, okay. These are for... So these are for you, Vark. Oh, yes. These are addressed from the... They didn't give much of a name. There was one man who put his name on it was Hydronymus. He said he was your vouch.
Yes.
Yes, that was the pompous blue-skinned specimen that came that one time. I remember him. Hard to forget. These are for you. I don't need a signature or anything, because look at you. It's not like anybody could fake their identity and try and be you. Least of all, try and do that to get these, whatever these are, as he gestures at the tower of 4 individual parcels.
I will admit I don't know what these are either. I apologize for bothering you with them.
It's no bother. It's my job. I'm supposed to look after the things. These are some of your things. They came while you were gone. I looked after them. That's my job. Now, you can do me a favor by taking these.
Yes, indeed. Karia,
Yes.
please carry them.
It shall be done. Walk, just grabbing boxes with one arm and both of them until he's grabbing as many as he possibly can.
Thank you.
I'm holding all the
Well,
boxes.
Okay. Where do you transport these? Do you just bring them back to the wagon? Do you
That is
store
a
them somewhere?
Good question. We don't really have like a resident here, do we?
You don't.
How big are these?
We have
Uh,
a cart.
You have a cart. You also have a mimic.
That's true. we
My
do have a
mimic.
limit.
Open wide.
Each one is about I'm gonna say like lengthwise. Each parcel is about as tall as your forearm, and then about as long one way is 2, and then as wide as one arm. I'd
How
say
much
I think
and how
it's a
heavy?
cart.
each package is about 40 pounds,
That's fine.
totaling up to about 160.
I'm still at a light load.
And yeah, so these are bulky, these are heavy in general, coming up to about 160 pounds. You are able to lift them. You'd have to kind of lift with your legs to stay stable, but you can pick up the sack, and they do obscure your vision. So somebody's got to lead you. I assume you bring these back to the wagon?
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
And that's where everybody can go about reading their individual mail. Donk. So, Vark, do you open these?
Toss.
Yep, I do.
Okay. Taking like a knife to split open the paper.
Yep.
Okay. As you split it open and you pull apart twine and parcel paper and eventually actual like crates, like wooden crates, you have to pry off the lids. Inside
Fucking great.
of the 4 different crates are books.
What, right?
Hmm?
It's about right.
Mhm.
I did order the encyclopedia.
Yes, you did. And you got it. All the volumes, A to Z. Every single Encyclopedia Quadratica volume.
Crikey, they have a whole bloody curriculum on them.
Included in one of the crates is a small card. what do you call it? It's included in one of the crates is a small card, signed by Hieronymus. 1 second. Yes. With a small where it says, "Well, old boy, I do congratulate you once more on joining our fair society. I hope you find much fruitful investigation into your chosen speciality, dangerous as it is. That just means it's all the more worthy of investigation. If you have any needs or any questions of one of your seniors, I and of course Bartleby will always stand at your needs and readiness." And on the on a bottom note from Deminova Bartleby, there's a note of, you're probably going to want to order the index. Signed, Deminova.
Good idea. I know where the fuck to look shit up.
On the other side of the card, actually is there's a actual like formulated ad of order now and get a order now with this card and receive a discount on your encyclopedia index. And as it says, little tidbits of comes with full bibliography and indexing, a full-on guide, glossary included, and then just like so like the one thing that allows you, if you need to look up a certain topic, to know which book to look into. All of that is its own fat book. There's a depiction, like a sketch on the card, of a book you could probably use as a club.
Fuck me. Okay.
Well, Mark, I guess you're gonna read through all those all by yourself.
Yeah. So you could either look through, read through, and I'd memorize all of these different installments of the encyclopedia, or you could pick up an index at some point. That said, now that you have the what do you call it? Now that you have the encyclopedia, with the encyclopedia, if you take an hour to study them, actually in this case if you take 4 hours to study the encyclopedia, you can make a knowledge check untrained with a circumstantial +4 bonus, as if you were trained in it. If you get the index, you shorten that down to a single hour.
Okay.
So this is great for downtime research.
Nope.
So yeah, Vark now has one of his first benefits from joining the Society Quadratica.
Very good.
It's fucking books.
A lot of fucking books. Anyway, who wants to open their
Knowledge.
their mail next? Sounds like Flick might want to.
Could yeah. I was about to say, could I go unless somebody else wanted to?
Sure. Which one do you want to open
First.
first? Oh, sorry. What was that? Was that Mallory?
You go first.
Which one do you want to
Alrighty.
open first, Flick?
Well, Flick, looking between you two, he'll steal the one with the black ink gun, and he'll hold up the one from Santiago, pull out Drake's dirk, and be like, "All right, let's get to this one first." And he'll use Drake's dirk as kind of a ad hoc letter opener.
Nice. So you pop open the one marked in red ink, signed Santiago in a flourished red hand. And yeah, it even smells of cinnamon. When you pop it open, there's a waft of cinnamon as you
I love
open the
the
letter.
so much.
How lovely.
And with an afternote of roses.
I met the guy in character once and I love him.
You swear somewhere in the back of your mind you hear a strum of a Spanish guitar as you even hear Santiago's accent through the way he writes the whimsical looping cursive and the devil-may-care fashion in which he pens his words. Flick, my good friend, it has been forever since I've had you over for dinner. It's ever so long since we spilt each other's blood. It has been too long. I hope your journey is progressing well. I hope I hope whatever you are doing finds you in both good health and with challenging fights to meet that metal that so tested me so back on the streets of Rosaino. I write to you not just for pleasure's sake, though I do hope that you'll find your way towards this part of the world again. It would be such a shame if we only met each other twice in our lives. There is much discontent fomenting here within Robido. There's always good fights, though. This new change of things, this new world order, is not so much to my liking. That said, I was never one for being nailed down for long, so I will probably not tarry here forever. We will find each other on the road again, I am sure. Breaking into a second paragraph is, I am hearing no whispers here and there of your party's exploits. I hear also word of dragons and excavations and many other things. You and your group are starting to accrue quite a few rumors, and all of them exciting. Now, yes, all of them very exciting. Should this letter find you, I have been told this is the address to send to. I may even swing by his to pay her my respects as well. Perhaps we can have another match. Fondly yours, Santiago.
He's always got such a way with style, doesn't he?
Whirls his fur a little bit. Oh, Santiago.
He suddenly has twin braids, starts twirling them.
for the man who damn near took my head off. He's quite a charmer. Good admit.
I got pulled away again. What happened?
Flick read his letter from
Same
Santiago.
What did Santiago say? Essentially,
Oh, it was too dirty for Twitch.
Love
We
you,
can't
boo.
talk about it.
Was it actually?
No, not actually.
No,
it
not
might be construed as
actually.
mildly flirtatious, but it might also be construed as, hey, so we had a really good fight that one time. I would really suck if we never saw each other again. Also, things are kind of getting a bit crazy over in
Hey.
this part of the world. I might keep moving around a little bit. Hopefully we see each other
Oh,
again.
good.
I might even come by
Hey,
and
that's
visit.
me, Goku.
It's me.
It's me,
I
Goku.
It's basically a "you up, I miss you" text, but but
It's a check-in.
No, I'm
it's
just
a
convinced-
check-in.
I'm just convinced Santiago is just fight sexual. If you give him a good fight,
I
he's
mean,
automatically.
Yeah, I mean, he seemed to really enjoy that match, and he likes.
I relate to that
Yeah.
so bad.
He enjoys a good fight, and he enjoys a bit of bloodshed.
And to be fair, I don't think I ever did establish Flick's preferences.
I mean, there was that very wholesome dinner you guys had when you woke up in his home.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, it's up to you. It's up to you what Flick likes, and there's no judgment from I think any of us.
Yeah.
Also, no, Ari, Santiago is not an orc. If I can actually throw his face up on screen real quick.
Actually, Ari, it's funny you mentioned that. Sometimes, like in my earlier in my 5e days, whenever I played half orcs, I think it started like in one 5e campaign. I've just done it like ever since. All of the half orcs I play, for some reason, all have Australian accents. It's kind of where I got the experience for Flick's accent.
Flick is on the. In another life, Flick was an orc. Anyways,
Yes. All right.
Flick is secretly a half orc.
This is Santiago. So yes,
well, did Flick get any other like messages?
he got
or
one
was it
other.
Just the one?
marked with a
Yes, second
blotch of black ink.
Oh,
That
As-
one is
as-
more concerning, frankly.
Yeah, as Flick looks back at the actually before pulling out the other one, Flick looks at the other letter and says, it does prove a good point. I could do with another sparring match. If
Oh,
not,
no,
if not
Ari.
for a bit of it.
Ari, he's. I mean, I wouldn't say he's a fuckboy. He's very specific in his tastes and what he likes. He likes what he likes, but he is discerning. If you want a fuckboy, he was traveling with a fuckboy some time ago.
Oh, yeah.
I remember.
Oh yeah. We don't
I mean-
talk about him.
Oh no, he's doing better. He looks like one to be. Yeah, that's fair. He's a charming Spanish duelist. Well, he's Rosaino, which is effectively Spanish. But anyway,
I also find it funny that that he's the one with the Spanish accent and I'm the cat with the sword.
Pussy boots.
Fear me if you dare.
Together, you'll make
I
a
want-
world
we were
that-
separated.
This Santiago
we were
is like, I want
separated.
that pussy in my boots.
Oh my.
Can I sheath my rapier in your sheath? Bring. Anyway, innuendo aside, you will have a second letter, and it is the letter is not. The letter itself is addressed to you, but has no return address. Instead, looks to be watered down ink from a quill that was held to the paper too long.
Flick folds up the first letter, stows it in one of his pockets, and then he will cut open the next letter.
This one is way less verbose and has way less contents. The ink is stained through the entire letter. But there are some words you can read. Through the staining and through the black mark. It says, "Here you're still alive. Haven." And that's it.
Oh.
No.
Concerning.
Flick kind of just stares at it for a good minute.
Yeah. Kari would have looked.
If not in like confusion, then at least in pondering.
Kari just looks over. It seems as though someone spilled some ink on that. That's a shame. Going back to putting things away. It's like, nah.
Someone tells me something's up. As a wise man once said, I've got a bad feeling about this somehow.
A bad feeling. What do you mean a bad feeling?
I don't know, just so off-put, you know?
I suppose.
Information.
Does it say who was? Does it say like who, like it's like from?
No return address.
No return address, no name, no.
No signature.
Like, who would think that you were dead?
Don't give him a flashback.
Flick immediately looks
No,
Mallory dead in
flashback.
the eyes.
Go ahead.
Yeah, he just looks Mallory dead in the eyes, and just dryly says, "Who do you think?"
Who do you think sent that letter then?
Well, only one way to find out. Guess we're gonna have to put a Haven on our list of locations to visit.
Well, that marks your
going
guys'
on?
third location.
Not sure if I'm gonna need you all to come with, or if I'm gonna need you all to at least shadow me, because never know.
Polari
Well, I
actually
believe
speaks
it.
up and says, "Well, if you guys are headed towards Firegrove anyway, if you're taking the ship, if you're taking a ship there, then that's a stopping point you'll have to take anyway."
Fair.
That is true. Though I believe our next goal was the papacy, yes? To undeepify ourselves. All of you, actually.
Well, that's what I
except you,
meant. Actually,
Polari.
you stop at the papacy, and if your next port of call is going to Firegrove, then Haven would be in
Firegrove.
between.
Haven,
Well, then
Haven
that's
would be
what-
Haven would be at least a decent stopover.
Well then, I see no reason why we shouldn't.
If only to figure out what the bloody hell's going on.
Also, for no other reason than let me deny you guys another beach episode.
Not
Right.
the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles again.
Totally radical, dude.
Yeah, pooping teenager. Oh,
Okay.
Lord.
Who next on the mail list?
I have a
I
mail.
believe, I was gonna say, I believe Mallory's the only one left with actual mail.
Hmm.
Fucking,
Okay.
Mine's
Mallory.
more of a location.
Yeah, Mallory. You
so was
have,
mine apparently.
That was mine.
Mallory, you have 3 letters.
Wonderful.
One is addressed to you, signed by, if I remember correctly, signed by S. Battaglia
All right.
with a little lip print mark on it.
All right. Okay.
The second one is from a name you don't recognize, but from an address you do. It's from the property you were given by the Kingdom of Lorbus.
Oh, nice.
And lastly, if I remember correctly, what was it? Oh yeah, lastly, going through my notes very quickly.
I have started using my notes again.
Yes, which is always good. It's the name you recognize. That I totally can remember right now. It's from the sister of that artist you met, the one who
Oh,
passed away.
what's her? Shoot, what's her name? I
I'm
have
trying to
her.
remember as well. His name was Federico. How much I remember.
Manuela.
Manuela, that was it. Yes, the letter from Manuela.
All right. I'll first open the property one.
Okay. Firstly, I hope this letter finds the proprietor, Mr. Mallory Charmaine, well. Although we have not met in person, I have been tasked by the king to oversee this property in your name, and also to redirect to put aside a portion of profits for whenever you should come to collect. If you cannot find the ability to come here anytime soon and would like the profits sent, then I can make the arrangement for it. Please let me know if you would like to and where you would want those sent. Secondly, the property is being renovated as we speak, or as I write this letter, and we should be seeing patronage sometime soon. If you have any requests, any recommendations, or any input you would like for the changes or for the refurbishment of the establishment, also include those in your return letter. As of yet, the business has not begun. As of yet, the business has not left the ground, but should see its opening within the next couple of weeks. And this letter was dated to be about a month ago.
Ugh.
That just means that the business has opened up and that some profits should have rolled in by now. Please, once you find the availability, send a reply with any relevant information, requests, and information I should know, especially if there is a preferable address for me to address these to. Yes, and then signed A. Formensi. Actually, no, it wouldn't be, the first name wouldn't be abbreviated. It's signed Antonio Formensi. And I have spelled that out in the chat. Okay. Let me know when you're done taking notes. And I will move on to whatever letter you want to open next.
Who still has Who still has letters to open?
Well, I think it's
Just Mallory.
because Siren doesn't have a. Yeah, I was going to say
Oh.
Siren didn't get a letter per se. Mallory's the one with letters because because Checo's got kids under the bridge, and I have to go find a troglodyte or a kobold or something.
Okay. Lynn, let me know when you want to open your next letter.
Lynn.
I was muted. I want to open Manuela's.
Manuela's? Okay. The writing is shaky and obviously from a hand that is not practiced in penmanship. It might be a bit cynical, but possibly accurate to assume that maybe she's not super literate. Given their background, probably the case. But the words are heartfelt, and they're written with intent and care, even if the letters are shaky. And the ink is messy, splotchy in some places, clearly not practiced with a quill. But there is an attempt at formality. There is the proper addressing at the beginning, saying to his lordship Charmaine. I asked around town how I might get in touch with you. I spoke to a man at an inn recently opened up. I was pointed towards him, saying you might know how to get in touch with you properly. I must confess, on some deep poisonous level, I still despise you. It's hard to convince myself otherwise that it wasn't you coming along that ultimately drove Frederico to his early grave. But I know that isn't the case. At least here up in my brain, if not in my heart. We had the last rites for Frederico about a week ago. And I still miss him. I could tell by the way you looked at me that you missed somebody too. And I don't know what happened, and it may be presumptuous of me. And maybe it's just me hoping that I heal and move past it, but I hope you heal too. I hope you find what you're looking for. And in the end, I am grateful for what you did for him and what you've done for me. I hope this letter finds you in good health. And I wish you success in whatever ambitions you have, no matter how grand. I will continue to carry Frederico's legacy while building my own. And I know he would not want his death to hold me down. Sincerely yours, Manuela. Postscript. One of his old pieces sold a couple days ago. A kind woman in a rose laurel came by, purchased it. Said that it struck a chord with her. And I hope you've been taking care of that portrait. It meant a lot to him. And with that, a final signature.
All right, I finished writing.
Okay. Any thoughts, any feelings for Mallory, or are we moving on?
Well, for For a moment, in the around the middle part of the letter, you can see his eyes squint just a little bit. His eyebrow twitch just a little bit.
Hmm.
But he maintained a neutral look and moved on.
Okay. All right. To the last letter then.
Yep.
Okay. Picking up Miss Battaglia's letter. It opens up, and in stark contrast, this is the kind of penmanship you expect from somebody that is born noble, born to money, and has been taught formality and finery from a young age. It's fine, thin, perfectly inked penmanship. Words flow from it flows from word to word. The ink itself is scarlet, and it reads, "To my dearest conspirator, things have gotten a bit chaotic here within the city of Rabido, and as well as the outskirts to a degree. The crime world has calmed down, and that itself is concerning. Someone they're calling the Donya has cemented herself as the new kingpin in the underworld. And violent crime, or homicide at the least, has never been so low, though violence and brutality has reached a unprecedented level. Those who violate the unspoken, unwritten rules find themselves discovered on someone's porch the next morning, beaten within an inch of their life, but never dead, and never fatal. Many cannot decide if this is better or worse, and I cannot help but feel that this portends something unpleasant if it should be given time to ferment. We have our concerns, and I have not abandoned the cause, and I have kept my ear to the ground. Dignitaries to Naya should be making port within at the city of Mordan sometime soon. They will be staying there for a time. If you wish to potentially listen in or find some information, that may be a good port of call to make. I'm also hearing some rumblings out of the country of Naya itself. More information is becoming known, as well as that the legacy of Lydia has been claimed by an unknown element to boot. Has ruffled some feathers, but the primary family are unconcerned. They probably have some plans themselves for that. But Scuttlebutt says that there are movements in the lower families of Naya. And if things get worse, they may ripple up the chain. Additionally, conflict in the duchies has calmed down somewhat, but that is not a good sign, I fear. As long as things remain chaotic there, the less of a grip Naya can keep on it. If things become placid, we can move in and exercise control. I fear sometime within the next couple of years, they may establish a foothold. And if they do that, they'll be much harder to uproot. We have time, and I dare say a good deal of time, but we do not have forever. I will continue to question, and I will continue to listen. But having lost some of the power within the underground, as the influence I have extends almost only to the Rose District at this point, I will still do my best to relay information that I come across. Don't die out there. Let me know you're okay. Signed, Scarlet Battaglia. Charlotte Battaglia. And Ari, in case you're curious what she looks like. Yeah.
Alrighty. I guess I have to write 2, maybe 3 letters.
Maybe 3.
Maybe
Okay.
3.
Mail has been cracked open, perused, and I guess in one case transported. Where are you putting those books, by the way? Let's see, it's Ari basically. I guess Vark, where are you putting those books?
That's a good fucking question.
You could just feed them to the mimic. Wow.
Does it preserve them?
I mean, yeah, it would. Mimics have an extra dimensional space in their stomachs.
Okay.
They do?
Actually,
Yes.
Huh. I thought they did have a big stomach.
What have I been keeping these dragon bones in my bags for?
It's a good question.
Shaiko,
You
still
you can drop them off now.
Yeah.
We can put them in the cart.
Yeah.
I just assumed you gave them to the
Yep.
mimic.
It's still in my inventory. I have
Probably.
60 pounds of bones.
Oh dear.
Yeah, just put them in the go put them in. Yeah.
Give them a high fiber, high calcium diet.
Alright, somebody add 60 pounds of dragon bones to the mimic inventory.
I got
I'm
it.
not
I
gonna
don't think
touch
we
it.
have a separate mimic inventory. I think we just have a party inventory.
I just do mimic underline and then put whatever's in there.
Yeah. Make sure only one person edits that at a time, just so nobody overwrites each other.
Mm-hmm.
If you're editing
That's
the document,
good.
call it out.
So I guess I see you,
I'll
Matt.
go ahead. Yep, I guess I'll go ahead and do it.
Okay. Yeah, 60 pounds of dragon bones and the Encyclopedia Quadratica. And you just feed books and bones to Jura, who hasn't seen you guys in a while. You guys show up at the card. It's like, "Hi guys, how you doing?" And just like you like step on his foot like a trash bin lid, like a trash pedal. His lid opens up and God, just drop fucking giant books and dragon bones in his gullet. Been a while since I've had a big meal. Yeah.
Also, Vark, Chaiko, do any of you know how to make or cast invisibility? And can you make it a potion?
No. I ain't got that.
Whistles and Holo Holo being in the village if you really want invisibility potions.
I'm gonna
He
go to
does do
Holo Holo.
he does do good potions.
Also, I'll be right back.
Okay.
Well, looks like I'm visiting an old acquaintance.
See, yeah. As he says, he'll just be right back. Oh, no, that was Jake. Yeah, I guess Mallory goes next door and knocks on Hollow Hollow's home.
Capybara, 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 capybara.
Knocking on the door, Mallory sees as to greet him are a familiar pair of capybaras.
Baka, Lolo.
They give you a nod.
Is Holo Holo home?
They turn around. They do a little chitter.
Alright.
Hollow
What are
Hollow,
you
you
doing?
hear Paco and Lolo calling from the front door. It's the shiny one.
What? Holo Holo just poking his head out. Huh?
sees Mallory at the front door.
Oh, it's you.
Hey. I remember you made potions, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I did.
We'll need a couple.
Oh, okay. Well, how many do you need?
Say, I don't know how many potions. How much do potions of invisibility cost? What's this invisibility? A second level
It's a
spell.
second level potion. Second level spell. Mm,
Potion prices.
first level is first level is 50 gold, I believe. Second level is 300. Yeah, 300.
Jesus. All right. How much money do I have? Right. I spent a lot of money on alcohol.
So you did.
I will need two potions of invisibility.
Well, that can be done. How's everyone else doing?
They're all right. We have a new addition to the party. You know, now that since there was an empty spot, and yeah, things happened.
Very fun. Anyways, yeah, just give me the gold, and I can bring you, and I can make 2 of them for you.
He brings out 600 gold.
That sack of gold.
Yeah. And 1 electrum piece.
This literally means nothing to me.
It doesn't mean anything to me either. Take it.
The whole throws it outside the window.
It falls in the mud in the street. Worse than dirt, I say. All right. Yeah, so you've commissioned Hollow Hollow to make you a couple of invisibility potions. Those should be done within the next couple of days. Or at least within the next day. So yeah. Commission done. And, pleasant conversation and catching up having been made. Not at all, but sure. Right.
Just a hey.
Hey.
Things happened. Cool. And
Cool.
so it goes.
Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah. The whole group will hear as a commotion is happening in the Troglodyte Cave.
Oh Lord.
You watch as several of the young ones come scampering out, and you watch as very cautiously moving backwards, obviously shielding the younglings as they evacuate. You watch as the matriarch, the guardian, is backing out in a boxing stance, looking backwards to see. Ah, Chieftain, you've returned. We seem to have something of an invasion problem in the burrows.
An invasion? Stop.
Something came burrowing up from the ground. I've never seen something so horrifying before.
The freaking kobold, I swear to God.
I see. And oh no.
Yeah.
Hi guys! Pulling himself up out of the ground. Earth displaces as he pulls himself out.
Oh, bloody hell.
Brotha, no need to worry, though he is a bit insane. This is our dear friend, Meatball.
Vark sticks his head out of the wagon, hears Meatball's voice, goes back inside the wagon.
I pull Mark out. Just no.
Just like tentacles extend, plant into the ground. Man, it's weird without a roof. How do you guys get around? Just say like kind of wobbly, standing on tentacles as he's pulling himself out of the burrow. I just followed your guys' smell and I made it all the way here. Oh, by the way, I brought a friend. as
Oh,
a couple of tendrils come out lastly as he pulls himself out, pulling himself off the ground, and deposits.
Yes.
It's friend.
Friend.
Friend waves
Ah.
his tentacles.
But Kara will step right next to Protha and go, "Oh, don't worry, yes, I'll handle this," and begin flopping his
you-
arms around above his head.
Just she gives you a
Oh, what-
worried look as her fists are still up. She looks at you and goes, "Are you sure? Did something happen to you up in the north?"
Well, many of things have happened to us up in the north, but no. And he's gonna, as he's doing his weird hand motions, he's speaking very calmly to Protha over, just looking over to the right, like, yes,
Ro-
no, we encountered them in an old ruin, and they actually quite helped facilitate our journey and thus pushing back the white gods. Hello, Meatball and friend. And then he'll just keep flopping his arms
We
around.
don't-
real quick.
Meatball waves one of his tendrils while Friend is, waving his stalks. Yes,
Ugh.
good old slime language.
Carlos is gonna-
Unfortunately, none of you can
Carlos is
understand
gonna-
slime language at the moment.
That's true.
Yeah,
We're
that-
gonna have to research.
no,
Fark,
real-
open the book.
Mallory's just running.
Real quick, so where is Roscow's daughter again, the actual leader of this?
Nida is up
Nida's
on the hill here.
No, Kanabos is just gonna go up there and explain what's going on right now, so she doesn't.
Just
run
getting
down
ahead of the
kill it.
problem, sure.
Yeah.
He'll get ahead of the problem. Kari is talking to them. Of course he is.
So yeah, he's just
Uh.
gonna walk up and just be like, "Hello, we have two new friends."
Oh
here.
god,
I
you're
know you
back.
probably-
Why are you back?
So we have two new friends here.
Oh no.
If it makes you feel better, they followed us.
They followed you home?
Feel better.
Yes, one's a giant snail and one's a giant. Well, look outside.
You just see
I'm
Karya
going
waving
to
his
regret
hands.
this. I'm going to regret this. I'm going to regret this so much. What the fuck? You just hear from the hill down towards you guys. You see Nida furiously gesturing, like arms splayed out. What the fuck?
Look, just closes his eyes and tense up. Says, "Yep, I had a feeling that was gonna happen."
Don't worry, they're friendly. One's a little bit mad, but they're very friendly.
Just hands trembling, they come up to her eyes, and she plants her face in her hands, and she goes, I'm gonna have to look after them and feed them.
Well, if it makes you feel better, I think Meatball can feed himself. Isn't that right, Meatball?
On what? More importantly, on who?
Oh yes, Nida, that is a great point. Meatball, this is what they call a settlement. We do not eat the people in the settlement unless they are bad people that need to be
Oh, no.
punished.
Oh, no.
Meatball sagely
Oh.
nods along.
Meatball is the town sheriff.
Town Sheriff Meatball.
Like-
This cell
generations
ain't
from now,
big
people
enough
are
for
gonna
the
be like-
two of us.
you
Mr.
must only
Slade slowly-
eat. Yeah.
Now, like, before I was talking about him in like a pink onesie. Now I want him in a tiny sheriff's hat.
I
Tiny
want a
sheriff's
badge
head.
on that, man. And then he'll point back to Nida's voice and go, "It is the red-skinned woman over there who will tell you who is bad to eat. Rather, the bad ones that you should eat. I promise they will not taste any worse."
Gotcha, boss man. All right. Well, I'm gonna go find myself some new digs. Got like these. There was the stalactites back in the stage, in the cage. Cage.
Caves.
Cage. I got some stalagmites that look kind of weird. What are these? What's this green stuff? I'll find out later.
Grass.
Lance.
That's
I've never seen these brown stalagmites with green stuff on them. That's cool. I'm gonna have so much fun
yes,
here.
right.
The parents are gonna
Out of the
have
field.
kids, and they're gonna be like, "Now,
Mm.
kids, behave.
Just
if
looking,
you don't,
looking.
I'm gonna feed you to Meatball."
He walleyes the troglodytes. You can tell the one thought in his head is crunchy.
These are good ones. These are my people. I am their chief. They're king in the making.
Are these like your little cousins? Are you okay? Are they okay?
Wha-
He is their
Yes,
leader. You may refer to him as Daddy.
Daddy. I see.
Please,
Yes.
please, no. Do not listen to the one with the big ears. She's a bad. Oh well, no, she's not that
Bad person?
No,
Listen.
Bad
No.
person?
no. See, but
Nah, I know you're
Go,
nice.
please.
I know you're nice.
Oh, good,
I know
good.
you're
Yes, I
nice.
will discipline her later. Yes,
I
we will be
kid.
good.
And he goes, ooh, look at all this melted ice. He's gonna kind of
Oh, they drink from
This
there.
book-
he's gonna flop into it and he's
This
just
was
gonna kind of
surely-
bob there like a fishing bobber for a bit.
Face down.
Flick just walks up next to Car with his arms crossed and just
There you
and
go.
just looking out towards Meatball and just says, "We're gonna have to teach. We have a long way to go
There
when
he
it comes
goes.
to teaching all this stuff."
Goodbye, Meatball. Have a nice
Yes.
day.
Don't go too far now, Meatball.
There he goes. Goodbye.
Well,
The snail, for his part,
Oh, well.
seems to enjoy this part in this recycled horse pen. And seems to have taken seems to be slowly familiarizing himself with it, or itself with it.
Where's Esmeralda?
Probably in between Meatball's teeth right now. What? Crimes.
Esmeralda and Schultz.
Off to the corner, there's an old man
Nay.
roasting something on a spit, going, "Esmeralda? Oh, uh-oh.
Out of nowhere.
Uh-oh.
I don't know her."
Caw.
Hey, that horse is the thing I love the most, alright?
Nay.
Aside
caw.
from my falcon.
That's not true. The thing you love the most is currently dead. You gotta go get it back.
Drinks.
Drinks.
Trying to repress that memory, damn it.
But
For some reason, I'm Southern now.
Anyways, Mr. Leader Lady or Mrs. Leader Lady,
I'm gonna ask Hollow Hollow if he has something for headaches. Should have asked so long ago.
I don't know who he is, but I bet he
Oh
does.
yeah, he works with what do you call it? So many names, so many people. He's one of the local alchemists. He's an odd fellow, but not terribly sociable. But he's nice enough, and he does his work very well. If you find yourself down in the lower section of town, and you're in need of any potions, salves, anything like that, you can go have a chat with him. He'll probably be able to sort you out, and probably at a good price too. He's always very resourceful and makes ingredients stretch quite far. He tends to work alongside. He tends to work alongside Ronya. Probably don't know her either. She's halfling, blonde curls. You'll see her. She's nice too.
Good to know.
Yeah, she's there. She's
Anyways.
nice. She's normal. She's normal.
I feel like this town is far from normal. Anyway,
Yes,
but
at a
that's-
very
that's not-
rapid declining pace, usually whenever these yahoos show up. As evidenced by the
would it-
giant green jelly ball floating down my fucking river.
would it be bad to tell you that I have a ghost inside me?
I don't want
Fucking-
to know. I don't know. I don't
Yeah,
want to
yeah.
know if that's figurative or metaphorical or poetic or literal or anything else. I don't want to know about who or what is inside you. Please don't tell me.
And then a Polari appears right behind him.
Oh God, not in front of me. And Polari just
Just
waves and says, "Hello, madam. Welcome. Good day to you." Gives her a polite bow.
He's
May
very
I
nice.
say you are a lovely shade of crimson today.
Are you flirting with someone that's alive again?
But look at her. She's a fine, well-built lady. I can't possibly not compliment her.
You know what? That will fair. We'll talk about it later.
No, we won't. And then he'll step back inside you.
Yeah.
Look, you can take
Would
your
you just
you can take your ghost husband and go back to the rest of the group, please. I have had enough weirdness
ghost
from it.
brother?
Oh god, it's even worse.
What do you mean by that?
Look, normally when we're this far out in the sticks and people talk about having their brothers inside of them, that's usually shunned.
That's messed up, bro. That's messed up.
You people are weird. Anyway, I'm gonna go back.
I'm not the one with a ghost walking around inside of me.
Well, it's more like he's inside my brain, but I'll get into that later if you really want to. You
I
probably
don't want to.
Yeah, I figured.
Please,
Anyways,
it's nice to have you. Welcome to the team. Get out of my house, please.
Yeah, I will, and I'll do just that.
And with that, I assume you go back down the hill.
Yes.
Okay.
Anyways, what else do we have to do now that
You know,
Meatball is...
that really puts into perspective how strange our bunch of folks are.
Show
Yeah,
up.
no kidding.
Carlos is kind of the most normal. Actually, no, Flick is the most normal person.
Yeah, Flick really is.
Fucking
Normal
cat, and I'm a
person here.
fucking cat.
Mm-hmm. Look at this
I'm the
gaggle.
most I'm the most normal member of the party, and I'm the ambiguously gay swordsman cat.
The
Yeah.
ambiguously gay swordsman cat. I guess Siren is also kind of normal.
I mean, you
She's
do
just
enjoy
like
a bit of
town-
swordplay. Bit of fencing.
That okay. Before we get in on that, I'll turn.
Yes, we've only got so much time left.
Yeah. Oh goodness. Protha. Yes, I do apologize. I wasn't aware that he would burrow up from such a place, nor would I expect him to be able to follow through this far. I thought that he could float. I didn't expect him to burrow underground, but I don't know. But the slime is relatively peaceful and may use its, well, I can no longer communicate with it, but I did originally have the time to.
This massive snail I am familiar with, taught about it by the previous matron. They are quite useful. If you know how to handle them, they can be quite placid and even friendly at times. Its slime is a good curative and good for a salve. I remember the previous matron once treated my wounds with one, back when we still had one in the burrow.
Oh, well then wonderful.
I'm
Then
familiar
I
with this
believe
creature.
that
I can handle this. That creature, she points off down the river, less so.
I am unsure what that is either. We found
Yes.
him in a old tomb dedicated to our ancient. Well, I suppose we share a common ancestor to some degree.
Oh, good.
Yes.
Well, if we found that thing underground, then that makes sense. Probably something a bit more out of the reaches of our ecosystem, where we used to live. Still, it is pleasant to know that this is not an invasion, and rather just a reunion. I'll get the young ones settled back in again, excuse me.
Yes. Oh, actually, Porter, before we go,
Hmm?
is there one of our troglodytes specifically looking for me? I was told by Nida that there was a small, scaly creature looking for me specifically. Well, actually, my brother.
You are speaking of the acolytes. They have taken up residence by the pier. They seem to be waiting for your next journey.
The acolytes?
Yes, strange, odd-looking troglodytes appeared on the coming in from the road one day, saying they were looking for the heirs to dragonkind. They spoke volumes of your might and your prowess and wished to join you on your journeys.
I see. And they are not of our brood.
Not of our clan, at the very least. I do not recognize them.
Interesting. I believe we have to go to the pier anyways. Checo, it appears as though I also may have children.
Lovely.
Have any of you ever heard of contraception?
The entire party is, I will not pay child support.
Well, not.
My
Why?
favorite
Why
trope.
can't you just send letters?
My favorite trope, a normal person being 110% done with the party's weirdness. It is one of my favorite tropes, too. Really puts things into perspective.
Lord.
So,
Well, regardless, thank you for once again wrangling them. I will give word to Nida, who will give word to you all soon. Much is to come, I suspect.
I'm sad that I'm leaving, right as like Strasbourg starts to become like a real hub.
Yeah, well, we are leaving Strasbourg soon,
That's
I
true.
believe. So
Mhm.
Yeah, no, that's true.
I'll give
Still,
you
it's
updates
starting to
later
get-
on, but also there's always the VODs you can watch when if you got free time. Additionally, I do intend to focus on it more in the future, especially if you guys intermittently just come back and check in, because you have your own boat and it's not going to be like a several month trip like it used to be to try and come back. You can literally just sail off and come back when you want to. So yeah.
I do wish to check out those Nayans.
So yes.
Everyone
let's-
has a lot of things to do.
Oh yeah. Look at all these plot hooks. Also look at all these unresolved character moments. So what's the next thing you guys want to address as the matriarch absorbs what Karia said, says, well, it does seem like Strasbourg is in for an eventful future. It's good to know that we are growing as a clan.
I guess it's time to go see the pier, I guess?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Yeah, the pier. Then there's the matter of Siren's followers, and then the festival, and we can end off with that.
Others.
So,
I have followers.
yes.
Sounds good.
So, it takes it's a couple hours walk down to the seaside, and before you even get there, the road is already paved on the way there. It's not exactly paved; it is flattened dirt that has been paved. It's been flattened. It's been distributed, and it's makes traveling there all the quicker. You're able to take the wagon this time to go all the way down to the coastline, where previously it was several hours of walking for just Hollow Hollow to get down there. Using with the mammoth horses pulling you there, it takes almost no time at all. As you crest a hill, one that is decorated with a grassy meadow, which previously would have been barren tundra some 2 years ago, you see the beginnings of a port. You see what looks to be a boathouse. You see several piers, one particularly large one, for whose purpose you're fairly certain of, with a wide pier that can accommodate your wagon quite comfortably. You see what look to be the beginnings of some warehouses, and even a few buildings, houses, and others, as this seems to be building up into something of a second town for Strasbourg. Right now, it's little more than a small village and a port office, but you see that there are foundations being laid and swift preparations being made for, hopefully, a booming new trade industry. As you come down to the port, and you pull in, I don't have a map for it just yet. It is something I'm working on. As you pull into the port, you are greeted by a couple of familiar faces. Primarily by the goblin Boris Flaxenvich and the old grizzled elf Pristinian Logus, or Pristinian Log. So Boris and Pristinian. Two grizzled old faces you would be familiar with from your defense of Strasbourg back during the first assault.
Yes.
Boris, you know to be the apprentice to Old Man Twang. And Pristinian is an old mercenary that used to work with Roscoe back in the day, and also worked alongside Mallory to initiate guerrilla tactics when the troglodytes attacked. Boris is set up almost in the same way that Slate would be, sitting by the port office, his unloaded crossbow resting against his knee, while Pristinian himself is smoking a sloppily rolled cigarette and chatting to what looks to be a couple of half-elf women. They're chatting animatedly before they then wave goodbye to him and run off somewhere else. He takes the sloppy cigarette, he throws it on the ground, stamps it out, and then sees your wagon approaching the gate post to the port. Hailing you down, he steps into the road, or to the side of the road, and greets you all and says, "Hey, well, that's some sights for sore eyes. I haven't seen you guys in about a month." Gestures over towards the port. We did such good work. We actually got several piers built up. We're gonna be booming no time.
This is good. We've been able to secure some foothold in the north for mining operations as well.
Ah, yeah, you guys, you see him like raise an arm like real quickly. He kind of winces for a second and then like slaps the footboard on the front of the wagon and goes, "You guys really followed through. Thank you. Turned a dying settlement into what may one day be its own nation. And I don't know if we would have done it without you."
Yes, I am. Well, I believe we're all happy to have helped.
Well then, we got you guys here. We got a couple of matters we need concerning. Nothing too much that should fall on your guys' head, hopefully. We got a couple of weird things we need to talk about, I think. Maybe you guys... pardon my saying, but anything weird tends to fall in your guys' wheelhouse. Well, we got some traders coming through. We got some interested folk. We got some merchants that stopped by when they heard a new port was being built up north. No secret that it's been a very long time since anybody's been able to keep a port going here. Been a couple of attempts before, but nothing stuck. Your guys' boat and the big boat from the king, as I've been told by our dear beloved mayor, should be showing up sometime in a week or half, something like that. Not too long from now. Long enough to get your feet off the ground and enjoy yourselves, relax a little bit. For now, though, if you guys want to take a tour around or you want somebody to show you around, Boris over there ain't busy, so if you want to talk to him, get going, have a look around, get show. There's not much to see, but it's beautiful so far, I do think. Now, with that, he'll push off the footboard, and sweep a hand towards the, as of now, quite small port.
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. Sorry, the child just scratched the shit out of my
Violent baby.
sunburn. Oh, Jago, I believe that we have the matter of addressing under the port first. We probably should do that.
Oh yeah, the jellies. Yeah. I was wondering if you guys had something to do with that. Nida was damn near convinced one of you was responsible for it, or at the very least, like one of you could do something about it. Checo is muted.
Well, she's not wrong.
I am muted. I was yapping. Damn it. Yeah, I think I know what those are.
Well,
My question becomes, how did they even get? Here's my question.
why don't you go ask them? I mean, if you can't speak to them, they just kind of wobble there. They don't really talk back.
Yeah,
that's
about right. Nope.
Does Strasbourg have access to the ocean?
Yes, actually. If I go back to the world map.
Yes.
Because I always thought Strasbourg was really, really landlocked. Oh, there is a canal. Okay, I
Yes.
see. I was like, what
Well,
the
then
fuck? How
again,
did
how did, out of all the places they could have ended up, how did? Okay,
it's just a coincidence. Quinky
Oh,
dink.
sure.
sure is.
It's a coinky dink. So,
All right.
he'll gesture towards the very big pier and say, "Well, if you're looking for them, they're under there. There's a few that have hauled up under the small ones, but I think they're building a small civilization under that big one."
Small civilization.
Well, they're definitely clumping together.
Huh.
If you don't want to talk to them, that's fine. For the scaly variety of issue, Garia, your preeminence and royalness, there's some small scaly ones that have sat themselves down by the Portman office. If you want to go talk to them, they said they're looking for the big scaly one, by the heir to dragonkind and things like that.
I see. Yes, I had heard. Nell looked to Vair and goes, "There's a very good chance that they may be speaking of you. I do not know. Nida seemed to think it could be either one of us."
No, whatever it is, good luck.
Yes, thank you.
Take out another, like, he'll roll up another sloppy cigarette, shove it in his mouth, and go, "Ain't my problem." Give you a thumbs up.
Oh, then to the port I go. Come on, Vair, and I'll jump down off the cart. We have to go see what's going on. Trico, I assume you'll be coming with me, considering your problem lies under the port.
Yes, I will.
Gonna strike a tinder twig and light a cigarette and wave goodbye as you guys wander off.
What would you have the rest of us do? Come with? Or actually, now I think about it, would the rest of us be there with him? Or
I assume so.
yeah,
You guys took the wagon down, I assume as much that you went as a group.
what would you have the rest of us do? Come with?
Well, I see no reason why you shan't. I suppose
then-
they may be traveling companions for the rest of us.
Rightio then, I'll come with. Just in case they start get a bit nippy, you know.
Yes, I don't like the term acolyte. It screams potential cult, and that scares me.
What's
To get to the big pier, you will have to pass by the port office. Do you want to stop there first?
We probably should.
Well, okay then. Check something really quick. Okay. Okay. So, going to the port office, the biggest building in town so far. It's 2 stories, and looks to be where a lot of the formal operation is going to take place. It's still being furnished, but it is, of all the buildings in this port, it is the most developed. And sat underneath one of the eaves on the stoop of this port office is a huddle of small robed figures. They seem to be chattering to each other in low hush draconic.
Hello?
All of them. About, you have to get a couple dozen of them. All of them turn at once to face you. They whip around with such force that their robes flap as they turn towards you. And their little hooded heads look up, and beneath it you can see what looks to be a scaly snout protruding through from it. And they see you.
Uh-huh.
They look in the party's direction, and as one, they throw their hands up and they proclaim and scream, "It is here!" In screeching sibilant draconic,
Oh no, they're cultists.
Yeah! As they begin to stampede, it's a tiny stampede, but it's a stampede towards you as they surge towards Eukaria and then completely pass you by as they begin to ring around Vair and dance in a circle. Oh, here they are! The air of the dragons! Dragons in the air! Dragon! Dragon!
I see. This. Huh. That's what that feels like. Oh.
As they then throw themselves to their knees, their hoods falling off their heads, as their tiny little scaly heads reveal them to be kobolds.
Oh god, it's kobolds.
And they prostrate themselves before Vair, kneeling down. We are not worthy! We are but worms! Worms with you!
That is a sound I did not miss.
One of them with a large stick with a sloppy looking burlap sack painted with the lopsided image of a dragon's head. So it's constructed into something of a messy banner, and it is tied to its back with a rope. So it's a bit like a standard bearer, only shitty. As this one kobold, presumably the leader of this little band, stands before Vair's face, prostrating himself, almost hitting Vair over the top of the head with the banner strapped to his back. Stands then to its full diminutive height, and then screams to the sky, "We have come to follow in your valiant crusade, to bring back the heritage of the dragons, to put them back in their honored place at the top of the world. We hear of your quest to find Dragonhome and bring it back to its past glory. We wish to see your wish fulfilled." And then he turns 90 degrees towards Eukaria and says, "And we acknowledge you, humble servant of the Dragonair." And then turns back to Vair.
That's what that feels like. Well, Vair, I did not.
I hate this. I hate this.
I was not. Yes, I was unable to tell you about the kobolds that had not hatched yet.
You talked about them sometimes before. I didn't know. I hate this.
Yes, trust me, I am very aware. Well, Vair, please speak for yourself, O King of Dragons.
Yes, doth verily, forsooth, yes. I have no quest for the noble squires. We are but acolytes. Loyal acolytes to Dragonkind. I would be most honored if you were to pursue your quest on your own initiative. But we are but worms, sire. What can we do if we do not know? How can we know your ways and your wishes if we do not follow your orders? God damn it. Karia, help me.
Acolytes.
They look to you, but they don't cease their prostrations towards Vair.
My brother is but one half of a greater whole, and at this moment he has no. How do I do this?
But we heard of the dragonkin that was roaming from land to land, seeking followers as he ventured to become the new king of Dragonhome and instill it to its new glory. Surely, and they look to Vair, surely you must have some wishes. They speak so grandly of your ambitions of kingdom. They even say you recruited you befriended a king of a foreign land, and you befriended a witch of strange, a mistress of strange concoctions. You courted many dangers, and you sought people to fill your court. Is this not you?
Those words came out of this one's mouth, and she points to Karya. As a witness of those words myself. Although they are both brothers, and she gestures to the both of them. So
He-
I had
is
this
the bride.
difference.
She is the dragon bride. I'll hail her as well.
Oh, hail the dragon bride!
Almost walks away.
And one of them grabs like a piece of rope, the only thing like holding up his burlap pants, ties it to Vair's wrist, and then brings it up to Siren and begins to try and reach up and tie it around her wrist.
Oh no, I'm not his bride. I'm his bride, and points to Karya.
When did this
But
happen?
it's just looking over to us like some of them are muttering, going, "He is not dragon." And the one leader goes, brothers, please, I understand that we have been mistaken. Turns to Karya. He speaks for the new king. He is his mouthpiece. Our new liege is not well spoken. He is unsure of his words, and so he leaves more well spoken vassal servant, younger brother to speak on his behalf for the time being until he grows into his new crown.
I believe I am the elder brother, actually.
Dragon voice, what is your older brother's command? What is your elder and your better's command? Please, unto us, deliver the wisdom of the dragon.
Oh, this is... Troglodytes were far easier than this.
Well,
Um,
isn't Karya also dragon kind? Do you not see his scales and his eyes and
He is
the scales?
clearly not.
everywhere?
Look at him. He is bipedal and barely scaled. If anything, he's not even quite like us. He is mottled and fleshy. He cannot be dragon.
Yes, bipedal. Yeah, quite hideous.
He's like, you're more like us. Unsightly, repugnant, ugly, a defacement upon the world. Merely meant to be servants to greater dragon kind. Six-limbed, born upon the air, breathing fire and lightning in the elements, majestic, regal, and our betters.
Where did you all come from?
From afar, very far.
Are you not of Orthos' brood? You are...
You speak of the Dread Lord Orthos.
That is my father, yes.
Ah, you are one of his half-ilk brood, I see. Ah, this explains much, and your imposing posture. Surely you are one of his muddle-minded thugs that have lost their way after his death. I see you have found yourself at the side of a deserving king and heir to such dread lineage.
Yes.
He's actually a direct son of Orthos. They are brothers. They are both direct sons.
Oh, but there are
of
many
Orthos.
dredge vassals and kin sired from the true dragons, used as slave and vassal workers. They have no attachment to them. Same with us. We are lower creatures used as work horses and other such. Does not mean, because we share the same skills, does not mean we can ever deign to imagine ourselves even their equal, let alone even close.
Oh, but surely you are descendants of them?
Oh no, those who assert themselves as being descendants of dragons, we aspire to their greatness, but we know we could never reach it. To ever even infer that we are descended from dragons, why, that would be grounds to sacrifice them.
Oh, good, it is a cult. Anyways, yes, of course.
Command us, dragon voice!
Yes,
I just came back. Did somebody say cult?
yes,
Yes.
Vair is currently surrounded by a cult of kobolds.
Well, Vair, as future king of all dragonkind, do you have orders, or shall I give them?
Just kind of like over your telepathic link, you hear put them in a hold somewhere, please. Just even for a while.
Please. I have communed with my brother, and he has spoken. He asks you all to go and dig a hole somewhere. For now, before we depart.
So it has spoken. So it is commanded. We shall dig a hole. Dig a hole. Dig a hole. As they go marching off in a random direction.
Yeah,
Yes.
dig a hole, and she starts marching off with them. Oh, sorry, it was for them.
Yes, of course. So, I
Vair,
should have warned you properly about the kobolds, Vair.
when they disappear, Vair takes a deep breath and a long exhale that has a small puff of purple flame.
Yes.
Why do you want to be king?
Well, you see, there is use even in the kobolds.
Oh,
Though
sure,
I
yeah.
can admit,
Okay.
even I can admit, there are only few.
And you were surrounded by these things?
Yes, many of them worked in the hatcheries, though none of them were big enough to properly carry the eggs, and thus it was up to me.
Oh, good. Oh, I had these things skittering around in my birthplace. Good. Okay. He's kind of,
Yes.
he kind of like shakes it off and goes, "Okay, can we deal with the crazy jellyfish? I feel like that's somehow going to be less exhausting."
Yes, I'm going to have to try and speak with them later, but there is a very good chance they will only listen to you.
Oh, great.
They are very feeble-minded. In a very strange way, the troglodytes hierarchy was much easier than the kobolds, as the kobolds cannot see anything greater than dragons. And the troglodytes, at the very least, had some sense of... how do I put this?
Society?
Pecking order? Society, I think.
Good.
Yes, the
Well,
kobolds
it's another
simply
tribe
are
of
just...
tiny scaled, scaled humanoids we're going to have to break of their delusions.
Yes, I intend to do so when we are not about to depart.
Yeah.
Perhaps when we are out at
Nida's gonna
sea
be-
and I can throw one or two of them over.
Yeah. Nida's going to be overjoyed at that, by the way.
Oh, I'm very certain. At least we'll be taking these ones with us.
Oh, good. Oh, yeah. And for out of character mechanical purposes, congratulations, Karya. You have your followers from your leadership feat now.
Oh, good. I don't have a cohort, but I got a cult. I'll take it.
Remember, if you want cults dealt with, I'm in
Got
my
an Inquisitor.
services.
Yeah, I got it. We'll see. We'll see what we got to do to handle them on the ship. As Karya said, if need be, we'll take them with us, and if need be, one or two can fall overboard.
Yeah, sure. Follow.
How many kobolds are even there?
Couple dozen.
Oh, what?
Couple
How
dozen.
many?
Half a dozen.
Half a
Couple
dozen. Okay, I heard 5 dozen. I was like, what?
Oh, couple dozen.
Well, it might as well be 5 dozen.
A couple dozen kobolds are going to go dig a hole somewhere.
We are legion, for we are kobolds.
Yeah, baby. Fucking kobolds.
All right. So, next on the docket. Squishy little
Check
Jelly.
jellies.
your children.
Taking the slope down to the coast, to where the large pier is built. True to what Pristinian and also Nida said. There appears to be luminescent pink globs as well as humanoids.
Weren't they purple last time?
Pinkish purple.
Okay,
They're
want
also
to make
out
sure.
of they're also out of the water and not in a dimly lit hold anymore.
Lovely.
Let's see. I still. I don't believe I have the.
Imagery?
I don't believe I have the image on right because I made space.
Uh-oh.
Oh, I can find it again real quick. Hmm. Hmm. Oh, there we go. I'll just go ahead and pop it into chat.
Yep, that's I definitely know those jellies.
One of them even one you knew even glue green at one point.
Yeah, sure did.
Yep.
Now
Yeah,
look,
now you know all of those jellies.
Yeah. Now
Oh.
there's a good few of those standing around. You also see they have created what looks to be gelatinous structures, both under the water, half poking out, and attached to the struts of the pier. And they seem to be
how strange.
standing around, wandering back and forth, and kind of idling until you draw close. And as you approach, all of them turn as one.
Yeah. Wait, where have I seen this one? Where have I seen this before?
One breaks off and begins to walk up the beach towards you. And as it approaches, it keeps getting closer and closer. And it's walking towards you, Chaco.
Hi. She waves slowly, puts on a smile, and waits for the impending doom.
It comes up to you
She,
and extends a hand with one forefinger outstretched. And a little crackle of
Well-
electricity arcs from its finger to you.
yep. She'll. Yep. There's that feeling. Yep. No, I guess I have to ask this. I had to ask this mechanically or not. Was that like a fucking? Was that a cantrip? I'm guessing that was what
It was
legitimately
Jolt.
is a cantrip. Yeah. I guess I'll I'll do it back. You only care about the damage. It's 1d3.
1d3, you have more electricity resistance than that can do to you.
Oh yeah, I know. That's why I don't care. But
Mhm.
I guess I'll jolt back. Surely this won't have any repercussions.
As your little jolt hits it, it jiggles in it jiggles in kind of response or in reaction to it. Yep. And once more you hear the voice in your mind.
What voice?
Hear a voice in your mind.
And
Hello.
what does that voice say?
We followed you.
Hello there. I've noticed.
We felt you leave. You went far, and we followed the spark. We couldn't go beyond the water's edge. But we're happy to see you again.
As am I. As I'm glad to see you too.
The land dwellers were confused when we arrived. We were too. There was one of us, now there are many. And we hatched and we followed. And we found pillars of ship. So we could not go beyond the water, but we felt you. So we waited. The land dwellers were angry, but stopped. And then they waited. And now you're here.
That I am. I am. I'm starting to realize. It's starting to sink in just how well connected we are. I guess would be the right word to say.
Yeah.
Is it okay that we have our hive here? The land dwellers were angry before. Do you
Let me.
want us?
Let me talk to them. They are afraid of what they don't know. Since I know you, they know. Since they know me, they know you. Let me talk with them. As long as you pose no ill will, they will surely cause you no harm.
This makes us happy. We don't hate the land dwellers. They've not hurt us. We won't hurt them. Many things to eat in the water here. They need not fear.
Alright. Alrighty, so if that's the case, let me. I shall be back and I shall explain. At most, you may have to move. I will not deny that's something that may need to be done, but it should not be far.
We don't care, so long as we can be close to you.
That might be hard to do because I move around quite a lot.
I was actually going to say, Checo, maybe you could convince them to attach something to our boat. maybe for like electro webbing.
Stop trying to weaponize everything.
I'm not trying to weaponize. I'm just saying it'll let us follow. They'll let them follow.
Stop trying to weaponize her children.
You will be gone?
Yeah, weaponize your cobalt
Not-
instead.
You'll be gone not too long.
No, I'll be back.
Then that is okay.
I always end up.
As long as you come back.
You're right. It's hard for me to stay away for long.
You get an impression of happiness as the jellyfish humanoid, as well as all the other ones in the colony, seem to jiggle. An impression of what must be silent laughter or giggling.
Mm.
If we can live here,
Well,
we will help. If
I will.
What?
So if they are willing to accept your help, they will gladly take it. But do not let them overwork you.
If they are your colony, they are our colony. Colonies help.
They do.
With that, it gives a little nod and gives you another little zap and goes to move down the sand again, reapproaching the colony. And yeah, from this distance, you notice that these jelly-like structures, which seem to function as kind of like cells in a hive, have what look to be arcs of electricity jumping between them. And some of the jellyfish creatures seem to be living in them. Others living in the ones below the waves. Though actually, no, it wouldn't be waves because this is the Mirror Sea. It is perfectly still. Well, this is close to the Mirror Sea, so there's not as heavy waves. Yeah, anyway. So yes, the jelly folk have been contacted.
This is definitely interesting.
Very much so. Okay. It's coming. It's 1/4 to midnight or 20 to midnight. So, next, the last thing on the docket was the festival and Siren's followers.
Yeah.
We can
Which,
leave.
I mean, we can leave it for next time. I don't
Well,
believe it will take very long.
The festival I want to do because that directly involves Kanabos. While I still have him here.
Yes. So we should do that.
The followers, and I think about the particulars of the jelly folk, I think we can leave to next time.
Yeah.
And this is going to be a bit of a gloss, a little bit of a speed. I would have liked this to linger more and allow for more like wholesome and heartfelt moments, because that kind of was the point of the festival. It's unfortunate that it has to be rushed towards the end, but we can always try again next time. Now that it's actually going to be an established tradition within the town, the next time it comes around, and we've got everybody here, we can dwell on it more, and we can make it
We
more
can
of
do
a thing.
another one in like 6 months. We
Yeah.
can do it.
6 months' time,
Yep.
and in 6 months' time, you guys may well be back at Strasbourg. Who knows?
I mean, we could even, like, I don't know if, are we going to continue Pathfinder even without Pebby?
I
Or are
mean,
we gonna
he's
wait?
going to be gone until August. That'll be a hell of a break.
Oh,
Crazy break.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
honestly,
okay, I
what I kind of expected was that most likely we'll probably do the papacy stuff because that doesn't really involve Kanabos.
Not
He
too-
didn't get deep corrupted like the rest
He
of us.
could like be of assistance in the papacy, but yeah, the idea I think is that Kanabos is
From
going to
there.
stay behind for a time. He's got a lot of stuff he's got to sort out himself as well, and a few things he could study and do while he's there. And then
okay.
he's gonna grab a boat and catch up with you guys when he's done with that. Probably take a direct sail over towards wherever you guys are next. That is more or
Alright.
less what I discussed with Pebby.
Yeah.
Cool. So, to give an overview, as Harbus has been hard at work getting the town together to, in between all the construction work and the community stuff, getting shipments and personal involvement from people in the village to get a proper Starlight Vigil going. And to those who are worshippers of the three major gods of the Papal Order, or the Papal religion, the Starlight Vigil can have varying significance. To some, actually, I believe I have my notes here. Did I have it? Right, no, it was Starlight. It was Rushlight. The Rushlight Vigil. That was it. So, the Rushlight Vigil in the Papal religion, from nation to nation and from community to community, has different significance. From Siren's small town in the Quadranon to Canabos's home in the papacy itself, to Mallory, who lived in the duchies, in the theocracy before it fell, the observation of the Rushlight Vigil was different. It's held under the sign of the Rushlight. In the dead of winter, when... Oh. Peppy, you got a bit of background noise coming in.
Peppy, you're hot micing. There
Thank
we
you.
go.
Different people have different experiences, and different nations and different cultures have different traditions of how to practice and observe it. For some, it is a night of quiet contemplation. At Aradine, it is often a Spartan holiday where it is expected that one goes to the local church or cathedral and sings hymns and prays. In the papacy, though the different nation states are different, in many cases it is a feast is held, a communal feast, or an individual home feast is had, where some of the rations or the food that was stored after the harvest of the previous season is eaten in thanks and celebration for the plenty that the gods give. And the papacy especially, that is usually given, usually tribute is, and thanks is given to the Mother of Mercy, being the goddess of fertility within the culture. In Mordan, the Rushlight Vigil is also observed, though it is itself is also a fairly subdued celebration. Usually, as Canabos would know, it is done with a rushlight or a candlelight in a dark room, where one expresses thanks for what one has received that year. Peace, prosperity, and happiness. And usually that is done in veneration to the Sleeper in Shadow. In the Quadranon, it's much more jubilant, usually, and much more community focused, where large tables are set up in the street, and the whole community comes out to eat at one large table, sharing their food amongst each other, and also expressing thanks for community, for love, and for plenty. Gifts are often exchanged in the Quadranon to loved ones, to family, to close friends. In Aradine, such gift-giving is typically looked down upon unless it's a small personal gift between especially close individuals. And in Mordan, gaudy gifts are sometimes exchanged, even sometimes as petty back and forths between rival vampire houses. Such things are also sometimes done in the Quadranon and in the papacy. And Mallory would know that the way that the Caspon theocracy observed the holiday after he had grown up and was beyond the childhood years to potentially enjoy it, was that it was a day of tribute. And because the heads of the local religion were the Aasimar, the heads of the duke houses, or the dukes, the heads of the duchies, instead gifts were given to their Aasimar lords, tribute paid, which would often go to members of the family, extended family, or into their vaults. A tithe to their divine lords who gave them so much that they were able to pass it up the chain to their lords. Mallory received none of these gifts, even though he was part of one of said duchy houses.
I knew that, but you didn't have to say it.
I said the quiet part out loud, I'm sorry. So for everybody, even those who aren't typically very familiar with the tradition, whether you're Siren, where the observation of such a tradition might have been more casual in a small, out-of-the-way village, or it might have been far more rigorously observed, as some peripheral farming communities tend to be more vehemently religious than the urban ones. Or if you're Chaiko and Vark, who maybe only know of it in an intellectual capacity. Flick, who may have heard of these celebrations, they maybe even joined in some cases when he passed through. Karia, who has no knowledge of these things. Kanabos, who celebrated it both in the Papal and the Mordani way. And Mallory, who I think at this point there's not even any need to veil it, spent his first few rushlight vigils saying his prayers in a dark basement. And the only person bringing him a vigil treat and a light to pray by being his older sister, who we wouldn't even with how things were, would find him down there in that dark basement with a light in hand and a sweet roll. It's a late celebration. It's a few months past. It took a while to prepare the celebration and the holiday, but eventually Strasbourg does celebrate its own rushlight vigil. New families, old faces, gather in the streets at night, holding various small lights, candles, rushes, torches. And they gather quietly around communal tables, in chairs, to share quiet company with one another. Decorations strung about, and for those who are close to one another, gifts are exchanged, and cultural boundaries are muddled as lines blur and cross, and different traditions mix. You even get a few interesting additions here and there, people from the prairie, as some of Roscow's mercenary company hail from there. Roscow himself is a prairie native. Bringing the tradition of lighting gunpowder explosives to scare off the demons and the vampires. Though in this case, less the vampires. He doesn't say that one as much. Yes, the community. It's awkward a little bit. Not everybody knows each other as well, and there's cliques of people who know each other better. But food is eaten. The new plenty that the village benefits from really sinking in for the people who have been here for the longest. Prayers are said for those they've lost over the long hardships and the long winters. Thanks are given for the winter pushed back, for those that lived and who have stayed. Thanks are even said in hushed tones for your guys' arrival and your timely intervention. And next session, you may even find some gifts have been left with you.
Oh, how lovely.
But all the same, everybody is thankful you're here. Nida, though she may grumble about your oddities and your tendency to throw things into chaos, thanks you all with a toast. She thanks her village, she thanks her father, and she thanks all of you. And even, begrudgingly, thanks thanks Stanislav, though he is not here.
No.
Someone's even baked a cake.
Aw.
Finds itself split into
Hey.
very small pieces, shared among the village, those who will take it. And among torchlight and streamers and banners spreading between the buildings over the road, and a warm, quiet, star-filled night, the community celebrates those that aren't here and those that are. Everything in Strasbourg's future going forward. And though it may be 6 months late, I am thankful to have all of you as my players, to have you here. Those of you who come here to occasionally or on the regular to come by and watch, I'm grateful to have you as well. To those we have, and those who have gone, those we've lost and those we've gained, those we will lose for a time, like Peppy, and those who we will have back. I'm grateful to all of you. Things will not be the way they are, and they would not be the same without you. To all, a merry rushlight vigil, and to all a good night. Thank you for being here.
We love you too, buddy.
I'm grateful for you guys too. For everyone.
Grateful for you all,
I cannot
regardless.
ask for better players.
Aw.
Well, that's not true.
Stop.
We are idiots sometimes.
But that just makes things fun.
Yeah.
That's the plan, at least.
Yeah,
You know,
and it's great because your GM is an idiot sometimes too. I think we complement
Listen,
each
it
other.
happens
Matt.
to the best of us.
Matt, show them the thing.
The thing.
oh yeah, the thing.
What
I
They must be immediately vindicated. Do it.
I must be immediately vindicated. I'm saving it on my phone because I had to switch to my phone because the baby was punching my sunburn.
Good.
Oh wait, I can do this. I'll just forward the entire message to a simple path.
Oh, good.
There we go. It
Nice.
sent the message to. It sent the message to. Bitch, do you want this?
That looked good.
He called me something colorful when
Something colorful
I see.
sounds racist.
It does.
I didn't call you a slur.
Yes, you did.
Oh. I didn't. No, I didn't. Wait a minute. No, I
And we will
didn't.
not expound upon that. We were ending on a wholesome
We're not
moment.
gonna. We're on stream. Anyway.
But yes, thank you for being here. We'll see you next time. Unfortunately, sans Peppy, but we will eventually have him back, and we will love to have him when he gets back. Thank you for being
It's
here.
gonna be great.
Thank those who came, those who stayed, those who didn't. You're all truly wonderful. Stay excellent. Look after each other. See each other
Good
next
night
time.
and good luck.
Indeed. Farewell.
Don't worry, I
And
can
take
replace
care.
him. Oh dear. Anyway, see you guys next Saturday. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you for running.
Thank you for running. Bye-bye.
I sure hope I got that Vorpal sword.